See, you just go like this.
Is that the sound?
That is the sound, yes.
Really?
Maybe not for the radio, but for something. Yes, good morning there.
For what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's too early to talk about it.
Oh, really?
You don't want to hear about it.
Oh, I
But
guess
I see
not.
you're all done. Oh, you got the hair done this morning or something, no?
I didn't wash it this morning.
Oh, is that what the look is?
Yeah. It's just kind of a little flatter thing.
It's a little flatter and oilier.
Well, not oilier, but
And it's
just flatter.
All right, just a different look.
Yeah. Usually I'm kind of a fluff ball.
I almost got confused with that look for I did it up right, baby.
Yeah, you almost did. But no.
No, I did until you corrected me.
Well, yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
Just goes to show how confused guys are when it comes to a woman's look.
Right. I guess so.
Hey, how long did it take you to do that look? Oh, I didn't do anything.
Right. I got up, wrapped it up, got in the shower.
All right, baby.
That's about it.
Yes.
I said, okay, let me brush it out now.
I'm sure all the listeners, especially the men, are visualizing exactly what we're describing right now.
Oh, yeah. Really?
That's what they're all thinking collectively, yes. How are you
Did you
there?
get your hair all trimmed up?
Who, me?
Yeah. Did you, finally, cut it?
What do you mean cut it? No, I just...
Well, I know you remember before Christmas you were going long.
Well, yes, from July to Christmas I didn't cut it at all.
Right. I mean, you got a little trim here and there.
Well, I got it shaped, but I didn't get the length cut. Thanks for asking.
Right. Well, because now it looks like you
now
got
little by little, we're cutting a little by little.
By little?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
yes.
got it. Okay.
But it's still not on the...
Right, it's longer than the usual.
Than what was usual, yes. Yes, I don't know what to do with it anymore.
It's just a mess,
No,
right?
thank you so much. Yeah.
No, I'm actually complimenting you, but I'm wondering if you're feeling it.
Oh, I don't know what I'm feeling.
Oh.
Anyway.
I thought we were growing our hair. I'm still growing it.
I know, he's
What
still
happened?
growing his.
You're out?
Well, I told you I was growing until Christmas.
Oh.
That's long since over. Anyway,
And he's just going and going and going.
You're nailing the Anna Morrison look to a T with a little mustache.
No, he finally shaved that bad boy.
Yeah.
And the hair just greased and like cousin knitted, and I like it.
It's pretty bad, but I like it too. I recognize it's bad.
No, I think I'm telling you, I like it.
Oh, really?
But he does look good in long hair.
Now,
Hot shizzle is a...
You're into the meatloaf look.
now let's talk about Steven's new hairstyle.
Oh,
I love
okay.
it. Awesome.
Right.
Good luck.
You know the new hairstyle I got back in 1979?
Yes.
Oh, let me tell you something. He must really like it because he's been going with it ever since.
Well, at least I'm not trying to look like other people. I want to be myself, so...
You can be yourself and still change your hairstyle every once in a while.
I think all of
No
us
need.
at some point in time have,
Some-
given
I dyed
some
my
kind
hair.
of drastic
We're talking about the style,
change
not the color.
to their hair.
Yes.
Well,
Style.
I mean, getting highlights was a big step for me. I did that.
For a week, yes.
In my in-sync phase, I was a little blondie.
Real blondie, yes.
Oh.
Well, orange, actually.
Yeah, a couple of streaks. And he calls himself a real blondie.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, keep it this length and comb it forward.
Okay.
Is that what you tell them? 2 inches and comb it forward.
That's right.
All right.
Why don't you grow it out and throw it back with some gel?
Throw it back.
Throw us all off.
Yeah, you don't. It's not like you're like losing your hair. You have like nice
No,
hair.
you have tons of...
Yeah, I
and your
do.
hair
It's
is
very
gorgeous.
thick.
You hear
Yeah.
how foreign that sounded to him? He's like, throw it back? Yeah, throw it back. Come
Well,
on.
I just think of, waving my head and the hair just goes around, like that, but I don't need that.
I've always kind of wanted to see him in the, really short on the sides with the spike up top.
It'd be, it'd be all right to try a new look. I know this whole kill breath look has been working for you for so long now, but you could grow your hair out, throw it back with some gel, and just shock everyone one morning.
Well, why don't we take a suggestion box and I'll pull one out and we'll do what it says.
Is that right?
Oh, let's take the call. Yes, caller suggestions. Come on.
Callers don't care.
Oh.
We're the only ones that care. Trust me.
Steven's haircut's a dickhead.
That's all they care about.
All right.
All right.
You should mix it up there, Chief.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
When is your next scheduled haircut, Stephen?
Let me look.
He's
It shouldn't
got
be
it.
for like a month.
He has to look. Well, I was about to say whatever he said it was. I was going to say, it's canceled. whatever it says it is, it's canceled. All right? Because you're going to grow it out.
Oh, next week, Thursday.
Canceled. Can't be there.
Really? Well, if it grows out, then it gets too thick and it's gross and it grows over your ears and it's like,
Oh, you should see Hot
Can you
Shot.
clean it up and
Hot
stuff?
Shot's hair.
Well, yeah, but I
You
can't
just-
pull that
Didn't
off.
you see mine up to Christmas? You see how gangly and just unruly it became? Go with
But he
it.
Yeah, but
with
you're
it.
such an attractive guy, though.
Well,
I mean, it
of course.
works, for you. I can't do that kind of stuff.
Oh, come on. Just let it grow and it'll bring on a new personality for you, too, when it's all messy and just all over the place for a while. And then eventually you get it shaped and you throw it back and you try something new, a new style, put some gel or something in it.
We can keep it going long, but if we can, clean it up and shape it, if you're fine with that.
That's fine. I don't really care anymore. Anyway.
Especially in this job where you don't have to, look presentable. It's perfect, man.
He's still thinking they're going to put him on the traffic for King Kong.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Yes. That makes sense.
Any day now.
The T-Man. It's the big rumor that's crashing down on Hollywood like a tidal wave.
Oh, dear.
Baywatch the movie starring none other than Hollywood's hot bod poster girl, Jessica Simpson.
Hey, Jay Sim, Terry, she's going to play the Pamela Anderson role. What do you think? You feeling it? You loving it?
Oh,
can't not love it.
Wait.
Can't not love it.
Love to see her in a red suit. Oh, yeah, baby.
Wait till she reads the script and sees the cast and sees Nick Lachey's been signed for the Hasselhoff part.
Well, actually, they're hoping that with her signing on, that Hasselhoff will come back.
They want Hasselhoff for his own part?
They want Hasselhoff, yes.
Give me a break. How old is he now?
Yes.
50.
Come on.
Well, he needs something because
maybe he needs something, but the movie doesn't need him playing his own part.
And then the next thing you know, he's going to be driving Kid in, and it's just going to be crazy.
Combine everything he's ever been in.
Right.
That just shows that men can age well and women can't. Pamela Anderson, they never considered her playing her old part, but Matt Hasselhoff, what's his name?
David
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Quarterback of the Seahawks, can play his own part still?
Yeah, that's what producers are hoping for.
Hollywood's hot bod poster girl, Jessica Simpson, who steamed it up in this music video for the Dukes of Hazzard.
Had to shoot all kinds of bathing suit scenes and full-on bikinis. Great fun, let me tell you.
Now Spicy Simpson is reportedly getting ready to suit up again and hit the beach.
I'm a lifeguard.
Stepping into the curves and the role that made Pamela Anderson famous.
Lifeguard.
Jessica's rep tells...
She's a lifeguard first, Terry.
Wow. Well, that's good that she can, that the script doesn't require too much reading or anything.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Not too many lines. I'm a lifeguard.
I'm a line, please.
Cut.
A lifeboat?
Oh, jeez. Lifehouse? I keep forgetting that one. Well, I just don't see how Matt Hasselhoff could play his own part, Terry.
But he wasn't like a hunky, sexy guy back when it was on, was
yes,
he?
He was. Oh,
he was?
Yes.
He was old then.
That's why they...
You don't need him to be like...
Yeah, he was kind of oldish then. I could only...
No, he was the man then.
Fine.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe to you in Eastern Washington, but...
No. To all the ladies out there.
All right, fine, but that was 20 years ago, basically. Now how much of the man is he going to be, especially being the wife beater and all that other stuff 20 years later?
I don't know. I don't know how good of shape he's kept his bod in.
I say go with Slater from Who's the Boss. From Saved by the Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
J.C. Slater. Is that his name?
Yeah,
AC. Yeah, it was after...
JC.
Show program's been canceled so long, I now consider him JC. But...
It lives on forever.
Yes, unless you guys have a better idea as far as casting is concerned.
I like your Nick Lachey idea. That'd be great.
No, that's not going to happen.
Running around without a shirt on.
I don't want them together. They make it back together.
But I don't think that Nick's hairy enough. David Hasselhoff is all, Mr. Hairy Chest and that supposedly.
But Steven seems to be enjoying the visual of Nick Lachey running around with a shirt off on the beach.
Well, he was. That's the first thing that came to your mind, and I liked it.
Well, you know what? Maybe I have a different idea for a haircut for you.
Speaking of Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
Look at a picture of David Hasselhoff. He even has gel in his hair. Look at that.
He does.
You're realizing that the rest of the world
He's 54.
tends to put hair products in the hair?
Looks that way, yeah.
Yes. You're the only person I know who doesn't put any hair product of any kind in their hair.
Yeah?
Yes. The only person I know. All right. After the shower is done, you don't apply any kind of hair product. You're the only person I know.
Yeah?
Yes. And you're the only person I ever will know that doesn't put any kind of product in their hair.
Do you even blow dry your hair at all?
No. Towel dry.
It's not a big deal, but anyway. All right. Glad we can get through that.
I brush it.
That's good to know.
32 times. Jessica's rep tells Extra today he doesn't comment on, quote, potential upcoming roles. But Extra is crashing the red-hot casting buzz with a look at how the two blonde bombshells stack up.
Amazing.
I don't doubt you do brush your hair 32 times every night. I could see you sitting there counting every stroke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to brush, though, really.
I don't really do that.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
I don't do much. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Pam's 38 and she's 5'6".
If I stretch.
Jessica's 25 and shorter at 5'3". But what about the battle of the bus line? Well, judge for yourself.
Okay.
Just today, former Baywatch babe Brooke Burns gave Extra a thumbs up on Jessica playing Pam.
Yeah, Jessica's a perfect fit for the Pamela Anderson part. You can't find anyone better.
But are her breasts large enough?
Oh, Terry, she's got a boob job. She doesn't want anyone to know about it, but she's gotten her own little boob job.
Really?
Yes, Jay Sims breasts are fine.
Okay.
You need not worry. You need not
I'm
lose
worried,
any.
You know.
You don't have to lose any sleep over it, Terry.
Just want to make sure you gentlemen, are
Jessica
satisfied.
Simpson's body and breasts will do the red bathing suit just fine.
Good.
Uh-huh.
So you're watching it in the old theater, are you?
I just hope because it's going to be on the big screen, Terry, they really realize they can do so much with this movie. And that means more than just the teasing little WB action that you got for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I'm talking about some, maybe a finger or two here or there. Stuff like, they got to really sex it up, Terry.
Make it a real R17
real deep
rating or
R.
whatever.
Like they were being threatened by the movie review board that they were going to have to slap them with an X rating.
Oh.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
And they had to cut just enough to keep it at R. That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
When I hear about the Baywatch movie, Terry.
All right.
Now, Jessica Simpson's going to be like, I'm not all into that, but this is the time of her career to make that happen.
Sure.
Things are a little uncertain for her. She needs to shake it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if she needs to be frontal nudity kind of situation happening at this point in her life, well, this is the time for it. And this is the kind of movie I'm waiting to see, Terry.
Well, leads to an Academy Award.
Good. Yes.
All right.
Baywatch, more hardcore. Come on.
That's the whole title of the movie. Baywatch, more hardcore.
This time we're going hardcore.
The unrated director's cut.
Yes, I don't even want to wait a month for the DVD to see the real hardcore scenes.
Right.
I mean, come on.
All the stuff you wanted to come true in '94, Will.
Mm-hmm. All the stuff you had to imagine during the commercials of Baywatch are actually right there before your very eyes on the big screen.
Save a life and then go to an orgy.
Save your life and then save a life to go to. You deserve it after you save a life to go to a big orgy and be smacking around some ass, right?
Right, sure. And then after the orgy, you jump in the shower.
Everyone takes a shower.
Everybody takes a shower.
Like Nightingale was trying to do. Everyone goes and takes a shower.
And luckily, if somebody drowns, there's lifeguards there.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a lifeguard.
You save an 11-year-old boy's life who was just fooling around a little too much to impress his friends, and then everyone on the staff goes and takes a shower. What's the big deal?
Oh, no.
It does make you hot.
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Yes. And Terry, this just in on the entertainment wires.
Yes.
A new addition to the cast has been signed, sealed, and delivered besides Jessica Simpson. You want to know who that is, Terry?
Oh, who?
This guy!
It's masturbating material.
Okay.
When you find Jessica Simpson taking a shower and she's rubbing her body with body wash, it's more like masturbating
Okay,
material.
yeah,
don't
very
you know?
good. Take it easy.
Hey, good morning to you, man. Welcome.
Family show. Well, thank you.
And you know what? I have a
Thank you for
situation
having
I would
me
like
on.
to talk to you about.
Yes.
I was out at a club on Saturday night.
Oh, please.
Man.
No, do you have a minute, T-Man?
Oh,
It's
I
kind of a long segment.
To hear about John John.
segment.
To hear about John John at the club, I think I can make a minute.
Amazing. He's homeless.
Yeah, well, I had
hey, he
some
can go to a
Jamaican-
club.
I had some Jamaican dude come up to me and threaten me, and I had the bouncers at a club walk me out because we don't like gay people, and we heard you on the air. And, because the DJ mentioned my name in the club.
Wow.
And the bouncers walked me out.
Well, I don't get the
because
feeling he dreamt this whole thing.
Yeah. Pinch yourself, John John.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up.
Wait, don't wake up. I'm still awake.
Okay, he hasn't gone to bed yet. John John. Can I ask you a question?
How can you confuse me between that vagina and mine?
Oh,
go ahead.
that's right.
And his.
Totally different vaginas. John, the last time you were on, last week, there was the word about threats of you being evicted from your home. You were crying. You didn't know where your next dollar was coming from. It doesn't seem like that's on the top of your mind right now. Do you want to tell us what happened, what the status is?
Well, I guess since you brought that up to you, man, I'm not in the safest place, but I will. Am I allowed to give a shout out? Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, jeez.
I want to thank Kelly and Craig Olson of a pizza company in Redmond, Washington. Because I slept in their alleyway. Yes, I am sleeping on the streets. You know, it's pretty sad. But that I'm sleeping on the streets, and this is no lie, T-Man. I really am out on the streets, and I slept. And I want to, thank Kelly and Craig Olson of the Domino's Pizza in Redmond, Washington, for giving me some breakfast. No, it's true story. It's not a lie.
Well, where are you right now, John?
I'm in Redmond.
You're not on the street right now, obviously. So how?
Yes, no, I'm in my car.
You're in your car, right? Okay. Well, obviously that's not the case. So why don't you just be honest and tell us? Did you find a way to make rent? Did someone give you cash? Did you get a job at Domino's?
Nobody gave me goddamn cash.
Oh,
because
easy.
You wouldn't do it, T-Man.
Well, you didn't.
I asked you for freaking help, and you know what?
What's
you
that?
just shot me down to the dirt.
You didn't even ask me, but that's fine.
You weren't fat enough.
Shut up, Terry. I did ask you,
Did he ask me, Terry? When did you ask me for cash? Not that I would have given it to you. When did you ask me?
1 or 2 days before I was going to be evicted.
Not on the air, and I don't listen to your messages. If you're trying to make it like
on the air, I left your message off the air.
I don't listen to your messages off the air. You think I listen to your messages when you leave them on my voicemail here at work? As soon as I hear your voice, I hit delete.
Well, the blonde bitch at the front desk transferred me.
Well, I don't care if the blonde bitch at the front desk transferred you. She did the right thing. She transferred you to my voicemail. You left a message, but as soon as I hear your voice, I hit delete. Unless you should start every voicemail that I definitely need to...
Why don't you delete every goddamn time you met your wife?
If you want me to listen to your voicemail messages, because you leave so many, you have to start your message by saying, T-Man, emergency. But if I hear that too often...
I tell you what, T-Man, every time I start, like I talk to Dave's voicemail, and I talk to Hot Shot Scott bitch voicemail.
Right.
I'll make sure I leave you 50 messages during the day.
And I'll listen to none of them.
Ask how many times. Why don't you turn on Dave's mic and ask Pacey Dave how many messages I leave him in one given day.
Pacey, how many messages do you give it?
He calls me every now and then. He probably leaves me 2 or 3 messages a week. Probably.
What do you mean a week? It's more like a day.
No, you don't leave me that many messages.
He means to.
Yeah.
Right.
Did my son wake up? Jacob Davis, wake up!
Okay.
Oh, I forgot he has a kid.
He's got a son now.
No, he's got a daughter.
Yeah, I thought it was a daughter, too. Did he change
I
it?
have a daughter and a kid.
And a kid. All right. There it is. Here's your John installment from the morning. Seriously hallucinating today, Terry.
Whoa.
Bring your father to school day. Should be fun.
But somehow, some way, I don't think we got any kind of clear explanation.
No.
But he found another way, yet another way, Terry.
Yes.
To make rent. That's why I don't worry about him. That's why I don't need to come up with any cash for him. Not that I would, Terry.
Right.
He always finds a way. He always finds someone, somehow. I don't even know how this works out for him.
Right.
But he makes his rent, and he stays in his place, and he pays his cell phone bill, and that's all he needs.
Yeah. Definitely a survivor.
He gets enough food from the crumbs stuck on his face for years. If he wants a snack, he just throws his tongue out to the left or right, and he's good. And that's his life.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
He's cool. Yeah, he's fine.
You don't need to call me with any emergency calls. He always seems to take care of his own emergencies.
Yeah, there you go.
Unlike someone else we know who would like to proclaim themselves as a more evolved kind of variation of the species, and yet can't figure out a way to get out of the holes he falls in.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. No pun intended.
Maybe I don't want to.
The T-Man. What's the deal?
I'd be in trouble if you left me now.
Right.
'Cause I don't know where to look for love.
Oh, who does?
I just don't know how.
Oh, it does.
Officially, they're off. Unofficially, well, that may be a different story. We're talking Uma Thurman and hotelier Andre Balash,
Oh, goody.
spotted sneaking off for a romantic rendezvous in St. Barts.
St. Farts, Terry.
St. Barts?
Huh?
Where's that?
I don't know. It's somewhere in the Caribbean, you know.
Oh.
You need an exotic getaway.
Let's go to St. Farts.
That's right. You can't go wrong.
Oh, I bet you can't.
Spotted sneaking off for a romantic rendezvous in St. Barts.
Oh, St. Barts.
Oh.
Sounds like you said.
Yeah, jeez.
Want to do the T-Man party playing at St. Barts next time, Terry?
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be
Let's
great.
go.
Stephen, you familiar with the St. Barts?
I'm familiar with it, yes.
A lot of saints down there. A lot of exotic, remote little tropical getaways in the Caribbean, I imagine. I'm imagining St. Barts is somewhere in the Caribbean.
That
Makes
is
up
correct, yeah.
some little configuration of the Caribbean, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right.
Sure.
Yes, that would make you the Caribbean queen, Terry.
Oh, wow. That'd be
And you know
exciting.
what? We're sharing the same dream.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad there's no more love on the run. I can't take it.
Okay.
The canoodling comes despite a recent announcement from Uma's people.
Canoodling in St. Barts.
Wow.
Then you know you're just completely stress-free and on some kind of roll in your life.
Yeah, if you can canoodle in St. Barts.
You can canoodle in St. Barts. Things are going well for you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
A lot of people don't have the luxury of canoodling in St. Barts.
No, but maybe it's everybody's goal.
Maybe it should be. Someday, next year, at this time, I'll be canoodling in St. Barts.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Let's all put it on our to-do list.
Okay.
The canoodling comes despite a recent announcement from Uma's people that the couple had called it quits.
Now, Stephen, should we have this party playing in St. Barts? Who would you canoodle with?
Wow, I don't know. Are we able to take spouses this time?
Well, you know that's not going to ever happen, so who do you canoodle with in St. Barts?
Well, I wouldn't want to go out on my marriage, so I'd have to canoodle with myself, I guess.
Canoodle with his own noodle. Uh-huh. Wow, you're a very faithful and loyal man.
Well, I would hope we all were.
Huh? Of course. Goes without saying.
Sure.
Huh? Right. And canoodling in St. Barts is on all our to-do list.
Right, I just put it down next to buy milk.
Well, and TP, don't forget that, Steve.
Right,
You know,
okay.
you're crapping up a storm out there.
Wow, out there.
We're going to Costco again.
Well, why do you think you moved out there?
Out in the woods for that reason alone?
Mm-hmm.
Does a crew breath poop in the woods?
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
It answers the old question, does a bear poop in the woods? Yes, he does. And his name is Stephen Kilbreth.
Not that kind of bear gay, so don't call.
Whoa.
I saw you at the Ghost Bar looking like you were working the room for a couple of minutes while you were there.
Work in the room.
You weren't working the room? You wouldn't consider what you were doing working the room?
I guess if that's working it.
All right. Well, what do you consider working it?
Well, I mean, the way you were probably taking this is that I was hitting on people and doing all that kind of stuff.
I just said you were working the room.
I mean, I only took 2 people out of there, okay?
Oh, geez.
Calm down.
Oh, really?
Now, you wouldn't
Eric and Harris, but other than that.
How would you define...
They're easy, though. Easy pull.
How would you label what you were doing in the Ghost Bar for the half hour that you stayed?
I would say it was uncomfortable conversations with a couple of different people.
Really? I call that work in the room.
Uncomfortable?
Right. Well, I was not comfortable there.
Why
Really?
not?
Comfortable there.
Well, you're wearing such a tight red shirt. I can't imagine that
That's
you were
why.
comfortable. Yeah.
With your what? How do you describe your nipples?
Plums and the nipples pounding through, it was tough for me. So.
Whoa.
And Amanda the Pooh, you were there at the Ghost Bar. You had your starter shades on. You were checking everyone out. You saw everything that went down. Did you notice either Stephen Kilbreth work in the room, or do you think, like he describes it, it was just more of an uncomfortable, unsettled kind of feeling for him for the quick half hour that he made an appearance?
I seen him talking to a bunch of different people, so
He was working the room.
if that's working the room. I'm not quite sure.
Ghost ride the web.
Yeah, Ghost Ride the Web.
Right.
Now,
Definitely.
Stephen, were you?
Good for you, Stephen.
Were you there?
Thank you very much.
I only noticed you for about a half hour. Were you there longer than that, or no?
Maybe 35 minutes at the most, but
35 minutes.
Wow.
not
You
very
were
long.
really working the room then for that short of
He made
short
sure to
period of time.
maximize his time
Absolutely.
in the Ghost Bar, Terry.
Wow.
You know, the older gentleman standing there looking like a dork. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, so I was just trying to talk to people. Wow. Luckily, there were people from our party plane that were there that I could talk to.
Yes. How'd that go for you?
Seemed to go okay.
Isn't it hard to talk in a club?
Yeah, I've discovered that. I didn't know that. I honestly don't know how, you people do it, because I don't see how you can make conversation with people. I like pick people up and stuff. I don't get it. It's
It's
too
hard
loud.
to talk in a really tight shirt, too.
When you wear a lot of constrictive clothing, it is very hard to talk, yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to pack your breath mints and get all close in somebody's face, Stephen.
Yeah.
That's right.
You forgot one part of that. Packing the breath mints.
I was doing the big red.
Oh, Jesus. Were you now? Okay.
Is that what you call powers?
We got back to the hotel.
See, the work in the room paid off then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I pulled both of them, but then they let me go.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It was an uncomfortable taxi cab ride back for the 3
Well,
days.
Stephen, just think about all the prospects for next year in St. Bart's. Anyway.
Yeah,
Sounds like a fun trip.
I'm excited.
Terry,
Let's go.
mark it on your calendar now.
All right.
Get your nanny or babysitter, whatever you need now.
How long are we going to be? I mean, we can't just go to
St. Bart's for a couple of nights? No.
I mean, it's got to be like a week, 10 days.
If you're not allowing us spouses, then we don't need nannies and stuff, right?
That's a good point. But Terry she doesn't have a wife like we do, Steve.
Okay.
You don't have a wife, do you, Terry?
Not the last I checked.
Wanted to make sure I didn't overstep my bounds. Assuming. Okay, so yeah.
Well, we could send all the kids together.
Mm-hmm.
JD can watch them all.
Oh, we love that.
Okay.
I think he's got his hands full.
What else is going on in the world, Terry?
Just really quickly, according to E! Online, supposedly Black Eyed Peas singer Fergie is pregnant, and her boyfriend
Who knocked her up?
Josh Duhamel?
Duhamel, I think is how you say it.
Okay. Of Las Vegas, of the show Las Vegas.
Duhamel?
Duhamel,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Anyway,
Happiness Duhamel.
She's going to have a brand new lady lump.
Yes, she is.
That's great.
They say that recently at a gig that she was doing, she was only shown from the chest up on the big screen, and she's been acting really moody. So, of course, they put 2 and 2 together and assume she's pregnant.
Kind of cool to do a live gig and only be seen from the chest up.
Well, on the big screen.
I see.
From way back.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Maybe that's why she was peeing her pants on stage.
Okay. She's done it a couple of times, right?
Jeez.
Yes.
In public. Nice.
Used to like her.
Lots of
Okay.
control.
I love her.
I was going to say, that deterred you?
Being on her pants on stage does it for you?
Oh, man.
All right.
She didn't just, have an accident.
No,
it's everywhere.
she didn't.
Disgusting.
It was.
All right. What else? What else?
Sharon Stone apparently took a flight recently from New York to L.A. with her 10-month-old son, Laird, and his nanny. Well, she ended up sitting in first class while the nanny and son sat...
What are you, a Southern girl?
Wow.
Sorry. While...
There you go.
Nice. I'd rather you say wow, but...
While Laird and the nanny sat in coach. Yes.
So she sat up
in
front.
First class.
In first class. Wow.
Wow.
The nanny and her own flesh and blood.
Well,
sitting coach.
Yes.
Is it an adopted child?
It is.
Oh,
her
okay,
second adopted son.
All right, so it's not...
but it's her son because...
That explains everything.
Does it?
If it was a biological child, there's no way she would allow that child. Terry hates these kind of conversations. She's already... Look at the nostrils flare.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't like me knocking on adopted children. But
that's
Terry,
okay.
The bottom line is... As much as it makes your nostrils flare, as much as it angers you, if this was a biological flesh and blood child, especially if Sharon Stone's, she's not making it sit back and coach.
Well, she explains...
Wow! She sits in first class, enjoying a filet mignon.
She says, well, her reps who speak for her say that the reason that happened is because... First class was all sold out.
Well, then you sit back and coach.
That's right, you do.
What is she saying? She'd be swarmed if she sat back and coached by all her fans? All her fans who ran out to see Basic Instinct 2?
Yeah.
Well, no, she also says that, she tried to get them seats in first class, and like I said,
but
sold out.
Larry the cable guy had them all filled out.
Right, with all his fans.
Yeah, he had them all sold out.
And she didn't want them to be on separate planes.
Right.
So,
oh, that's very big of her. She was considering separate planes.
Yeah, or she could wait for the next flight.
Yeah.
Nope, not an option.
And the New York Post did say that she did venture back to visit the son and nanny.
Very kind.
God.
She had a gas mask on, so she didn't get real people germs.
Now, honestly, let's talk about this seriously. How much of a violation of parenting is this? Is it that huge a deal that she decided to sit in first class while the nanny and the child were sitting back in coach? I mean, the baby did have a nanny, and they did have seats on the plane. She did have that in her mind that the child was well cared for by the nanny. So is it that big a deal, yes or no? Stephen Kilbreth.
It doesn't, it seems like it would be a big deal, but it's probably not. It probably didn't really cross her mind that it was that big of a deal.
She just got to know how bad it's going to look.
Right. It looks bad.
It just seems so raw.
Well, put the nanny in first class and have her sit with her.
Is there a problem
child.
with her? Okay, better yet, why not her nanny sit in the coach, and why not she hold on to her 10-month-old son
in first class, which
class.
you're allowed to do.
Yeah, because they don't require a seat unless you put him in a
But she didn't want to spill champagne on him.
I mean, I don't understand. Are you afraid to hold your 10-month-old?
That's exactly right. When we flew to Florida for Christmas,
Sit 'em?
we had Jaden on the lap, and he didn't have to pay for an extra ticket. It's beautiful. So
no, that's true. Up until they're 2 years old, you don't have to, as long as they sit in your lap.
Yes.
In first class?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, in first class.
Oh, well, good.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad Larry the Cable got it by all the
That was nice.
So to me, I think that's kind of bad because you're afraid to touch the kid.
I didn't even think of that. She could have easily held on to her own child in her own lap.
So put the nanny in back there and coach, and you hold on to your kid.
Right.
It's your kid, right?
Makes perfect sense to me, Terry. I didn't even consider that as an option, but now that you threw that out there, that is the way you have to do it.
I mean,
come on, Sharon, freaking
idiot.
Out of your mind, Stone.
Gosh.
Lord, you have a kid, now act like a parent.
Right.
If it was a biological child, she would have.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, she's not.
Adopted kids, get the short end.
Right.
That's my adopted kid back there.
Get another one.
I'll check on him in about an hour, make sure he's still alive.
All right. Oh, and if he cries, the nan will take it.
If his eardrums explode, he'll grow new ones.
God.
But in a situation like that, the nanny is probably raising the child anyway.
Probably so. Yeah.
Exactly
And then she gets upset when the child, when he starts talking, calls the nanny mommy. You know, I'm your mother.
Oh, jeez. No more wire hangers. I don't know, some movie like that, right?
Yeah.
It's a scary movie.
Yes, Mommy Dearest. She would be the modern day Mommy Dearest,
Yeah,
I bet. If you had to pick one.
Yeah.
She's it. No
It's
doubt.
Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Especially after she just saw her movie tank as bad as a movie can tank over this past weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably did this flying before she got the news that her movie stunk up the joint, right?
She wouldn't have even afforded first class.
Friday.
It was last Friday?
Yes.
Well, she didn't know then at the time that her movie was going to do as bad as a movie can possibly do.
I can't wait for part 3, though. I think it'll be really good. I'm ready.
This time it's personal.
She's sitting in like a wheelchair in an old folks' home, opening her legs. Oh, look at this. Really hot.
That'd be
bingo.
Yes. Be a great ad for vaginal ointment, at least. Anyway.
Well, you know,
her movie lost to Larry the Cable Guy's movie in the second week. In Larry the Cable Guy's movie, second week.
Right, I know.
That's disgraceful.
It is.
Especially a movie that has a reputation, just name value of Basic Instinct. Basic Instinct 2 didn't even finish ahead of Larry the Cable Guy's movie that finished in 10th place. Get your ass back and coach, Stone!
Right.
Man. You know they're all sitting back and coach now after what that movie did.
Right. And imagine
Enjoy the Greyhound, kid.
Right. Imagine if she tries to, don't you know who I am? I'm Sharon Stone. And people would be like, and?
Right.
So?
Yeah, in her mind, she couldn't sit back and coach because she'd have to deal with her overwhelming amount of fans that would want autographs and stuff. No one would care. She's back there.
Right.
Did I tell you my Sharon story?
At the Gap or something?
It was on Rodeo Drive about 7-8 years ago, 9 years ago in Beverly Hills.
Right.
I was in the Hugo Boss store. And I was looking at leather jackets at the time. Don't ask me why. And I asked the person standing next to me if they had this particular jacket in an extra large. And she turned to me and said, "Oh, I don't work here." And then I looked at her again. She didn't say that.
No, I know.
But I looked at her again. I said, "Oh, geez." That's Sharon Stone.
Ask her that in 2 years. She'll be working there.
Yeah, she'll be like, yes, sir, I'll get it for you in just one moment.
You're like prophetic. You had no idea.
It's a true story.
Just crazy.
I didn't recognize you with your legs closed like that.
Oh, yes. That's just a horrible public relations story that she allowed to get out there,
Right.
Terry.
Oh, no. I agree.
Letting your kid and the nanny sit back and coach while you're kicking it up in first class with your hot fudge sundaes and your slippers.
Oh, that hot fudge sundaes?
Oh, my jeez. Steven will put the company out of business.
Right.
The airline will go under.
Stephen
He sits first
be
class.
there all the time.
It's worth paying 4 times.
Maybe she could have waited for the next flight.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
not an option.
Exactly.
Get a bite
Find
to eat, wait
another
2 hours.
flight that...
Let me open the phone lines and see if people's reaction to this is as bad as it seems, Terry. Because some people may be like, well, what were her real... I was thinking, for a second there, I was thinking, well, how many options did she really have? There was one first-class seat. She could take that or she could pass it up. You don't want to really pass it up. She's got the nanny. The nanny takes care of the kid all the time anyway. So who does she have to impress by showing people that she's actually coddling her kid? She doesn't do it. No one buys it anyway, so might as well just do as you do. But, I mean...
Just on the lap thing.
Yeah.
Put the kid on the lap for 2 hours. Where was she going?
From New York to L.A.
It's 5 hours.
But still.
That's a long time on the lap.
A long time on the lap.
Put the kid in the overhead.
In the luggage.
Was there a 3-hour portion of the flight or an hour here, an hour there where she did have the kid on the lap? Or
No, it doesn't say anything like that in the story. It just says,
she never had the kid in first class.
Right. It just says that she went back to check on her
she hates
child.
She hates screaming kids in first class.
Yeah, it's annoying. That sour milk and urine combo really is disgusting, too.
Oh, jeez. Well, depends how you mix it up. Sierra.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
What's up? What can we do for you this morning?
Well, I was reading the same article there, and what really ticks me off is the fact that she told her nanny that even if the kid was screaming and wailing, not to take him out of, like, the little seat. So here's this poor kid screaming and yelling for a 5-hour flight.
The kid was screaming and yelling?
Yeah, he was crying, and she did. She told
the nanny was instructed not to pick the kid up?
to keep him. Yeah. So she must have bought the seat and put him in the car seat. Which, okay, fine, whatever, but...
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, she can have the kid on her lap, even if it's a 5-hour flight, and she could purchase the seat next to the nanny, and during half the flight, be like, okay, he's down for a nap or whatever.
Yeah, that's the other option. There you go. There's plenty of options.
There are a lot of options.
I mean, and hold the kid.
Or you could not have kids if you're not interested. Also
and
an
it was
option.
her choice. I mean, she adopted this child. I mean, geez.
But you don't have to adopt if you're not interested in taking care of them.
Yeah, and
you do. There was a time it was the cool thing to do.
Okay.
So the moral of the story is the kid's better off starving in a third world country, isn't he?
Well, the one thing, actually, I have to give it to Sharon Stone. She adopts in this country. This child is...
You have to give it to her? Well, you don't like people that adopt from third world countries?
What frustrates me is there's so many kids in the United States that need to be adopted, and what is Angelina Jolie and all these other
There's nothing wrong with adopting from other countries, though.
We're so quick to... Us Americans are so quick to go to other countries to help...
What's wrong with that? I mean, yes, I understand.
Adopting the kids here?
Nothing's wrong with that either. No, I'm not saying anything's wrong with adopting kids who are in need here, but it doesn't mean you can't adopt from other countries, too, if you want.
But the majority of the time, they don't even consider
a needy kid's a needy kid. If you can adopt a needy kid out of the country, that's great. If you can adopt a needy kid in the country, that's great, too. I don't see one as so bad as compared to the other. Aaron, you're on the air.
You know, this is why Hollywood actresses should not be allowed to have children. They don't have to go through any of the painstaking processes. You know, they can be moms when they want to be moms.
Tell that to Katie Holmes.
Like, you know, what has Britney Spears been sitting down in Maui, like, for a month, like, charging up hundreds of thousands of dollars at a hotel down there?
Mm-hmm. Well, she has the money and had the baby herself, too, by the way.
Well, congratulations to her.
But is the baby with her? You never hear about that.
What kind of new mother's getting back massages every day and pedicures and everything else, you know, room service? Probably doesn't even have the baby there with her.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you for your thoughts, Aaron. Now, Kristen's on the line, and Kristen says, hey, she's got the money, she's got the nanny, that's what you pay the nanny for.
I'm saying she's working, and if she ain't working now, she was.
So she's earned her money. She's earned her money. She's earned the right to have a nanny, and this is
right to have this nanny take care of this kid, and this kid is lucky to be going on the trip. She could have been leaving the kid and the nanny at home.
Sure, the 10-month-old was sending postcards to all his other friends saying, wishing we were here.
Having a great trip to L.A.
I mean, she paid to have this nanny. This nanny would have been doing her job regardless. So what's the difference if they all sit together or not? She brought the nanny, obviously, because she was going to need that help.
That's a fair perspective. I'm not saying I necessarily agree, but that's a fair comment. She's earned the right to have the nanny by her earning power over the years. Not to say that earning power is still there. Obviously, it's not. But it once was. She saved her money. She can afford the nanny. This is the nanny's job.
Right.
You would like to think that she was more of an active role kind of mom.
I have a 3-year-old daughter myself, and if I could afford a nanny to be on an airplane, please let me sit in first class and keep my child in the back.
Yeah, but if you heard your kid crying in the back, though, I would like to think.
Oh no, yes. If my child was screaming and crying, then yes, I would come to.
I would like to think your motherly instincts
when she delivers a child. That may not be the same bond that you have when you adopt. I don't know. I've never adopted.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting by her on a plane.
Yeah, you hear the kid screaming, your motherly instincts kick in, and you want to go back there and do whatever it takes to soothe the child.
Right.
Is that too much to ask?
Right. No, it's not.
That's not too much to ask at all.
Okay. Well, hopefully your nanny days are coming soon for you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Bye.
Take care. Jenna!
Yes.
What's up, Jenna?
Hi.
What can we do for you?
Okay. I was just going to call, but everybody's pretty much said what I had to say.
And what was that?
It's garbage. And me personally, I don't think Sharon Stone is all that popular. She could have sat in the back of the plane.
But she was. She had a nice big moment in the late 80s, early 90s, where she was like the top actress in Hollywood.
Get out of town.
She was. I mean, Basic Instinct was a huge movie. What was it, 1990 and 1989?
2006, though. She's decrepit.
Fine. Doesn't mean that the decrepit woman couldn't invest her money and save up all the cash that she earned back in the early 90s.
Well, the cash is fine, but then the bond isn't there. I wouldn't let my 10-month-old child sit in the back with nobody.
It's a disgrace that she
Because
allowed
I
that.
delivered him. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. So.
Well, she didn't deliver this child, if that means anything to you. I joke about it, but I don't think it should mean anything. It's still her child. She still is the mother to this child.
She got the papers.
I hate
Look at Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie totes her kids everywhere.
Yeah, she does, actually.
Yes.
You know,
They don't have any
them
help?
everywhere.
I don't think Angelina Jolie's allowing her kids to sit back and coach, and she sits in first class. I don't think that's her
Not
style.
at all.
No,
Not at
She
all.
takes them on private little jets. That's her
So
style.
maybe, so maybe Miss Stone could take some notes from her.
Now, if you've seen any kind of footage on Angelina Jolie, she has, believe it or not, this real enormous heart, Stephen. No matter how much people want to make fun of her and call her quirky, the bottom line is that when it comes to children, her and a lot of needs out there, she has an enormous heart.
That's my second favorite enormous thing on her chest.
She does have help. Yeah, she does have help.
No, I'd say she doesn't have some help. She's going to need help with all those kids.
Brad is her help. He carries everybody.
He's always carrying the kids. That's right.
And if she has some other people on her staff, no one's going to knock her for getting a little assistance. Who doesn't need assistance if they can get it? But to stick your kid back and coach while you're sitting up there in first class with your feet kicked up, knowing your kid's wailing away back there is disgraceful.
That's horrible.
Tell that kid to shut up back there.
Oh, that's my kid. I'll tell him to shut up even quicker.
And not even to let the nanny even pick the kid up to soothe him or
Not
anything
even
like that.
to bring back your digiplayer or throw the kid some salty nuts. Yeah, first class to give digiplayers now. It's very good.
Wow.
I sleep through the whole thing anyway.
And hot fudge sundaes?
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, you are all over it. Huh?
Not really anymore. Pamela, real quick, go.
Hey, I had a comment for Terry because she said something about adopting in America. And I think it'd be really great to adopt in America if there wasn't so much red tape and people had income limits, or it didn't cost so much to adopt needy children here, or the fact that gay couples can't adopt in a lot of states in the United States. You know, so, I mean, people are a lot of times forced to go outside of the United States to adopt children.
Are you gay?
No, I'm not gay.
Like asking that question like that. Are you
But I do
gay?
have some friends that are gay.
Oh, okay. Well, don't we all? All right. Anyway.
I try not to.
There you go. All right. Thank you. That's a very well put point.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's right.
Okay. Thanks for the call. Take care. There you go. Something tells me Sharon Stone is not going to be moved by any
of this.
Any criticism towards her. She's a first-class woman all the way. And if it came down to it again, same situation comes about, she's sitting in first class.
Come across.
And the snot bubble kid is back in steerage. End of story.
The T-Man. Power.
The most famous blonde bombshell in the world is stepping out with one of the fastest.
Pasty Dave?
Oh.
Wow. Who's the most famous blonde bombshell in the world?
He's second.
The most famous blonde bombshell in the world
Right.
is stepping out with one of the fastest men on the planet.
Oh.
That's right. Pamela Anderson is reportedly dating Formula One racer Eddie Irvin.
Now she's dating a race car driver?
Sounds like it.
She's been through them all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, Terry. Musicians, actors, surfers.
Yeah. That's true.
Race car drivers.
Yeah, watch out.
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, whatever category he falls in.
Yeah.
Scott Bio.
He has a driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
So almost a car driver.
That's right. Pamela Anderson is reportedly dating Formula One racer Eddie Irvin.
Anyone ever heard of this guy? I'm sure he's pretty popular. I'm not a big Formula One guy. I'm sorry. I know that. I know the babe
Are you a
that.
NASCAR guy?
I know the babe that does Formula One. That Danica Patrick, Terry.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't know much Formula One stuff.
Right.
So anyone know this guy, Eddie Irvin?
Never heard of him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she wouldn't go out with any schlub in the Formula One scene.
Oh,
so
no.
it must be pretty good.
Yeah.
You'd think.
That's right. Pamela Anderson is reportedly dating Formula One racer Eddie Irvin. And Extra's got the all-new shots of the couple at her son's baseball game in Malibu.
Oh, ain't that cute?
It is.
He drove on up.
Oh, so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Made it in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Pam slowed things down over the weekend, going solo in Atlanta.
But does he have a big dick, Terry?
Whoa.
Because after dating Tommy Lee, you can't just date anyone, can you?
That is true, and I'm sure she's been pretty particular.
After dating Scott Baio, you can't just date anyone.
Scott Bale, size up to Tommy.
Oh, jeez.
You know?
Where is Scott Baio these days?
I don't know.
Maybe cutting cheese with Lauren Toos for all we know. I don't know, but
Well, then they'd be here.
she's established such a track record with the boyfriends, Terry,
Yeah, she
with the
has.
husbands and the boyfriends, that you can't just hang out with anyone.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
There's a lot of hurdles new guys have to clear in order to be able to hang with Pamela Lee, I would imagine. Well, at least if I'm Pamela Lee, that's the case, Terry.
Well, but doesn't she also, what hepatitis does she have?
She has hepatitis C.
Okay, so they've got to be pretty accepting of that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's a big interview process. I've got hepatitis C. Are you okay with
It's
that?
a weighing on the scale. Okay, I get to be able to tell everyone I know and go to the grave knowing I screwed Pamela Anderson.
Right.
But I have to acquire hepatitis C if I don't wear a rubber on a particular night. Okay, yeah.
Okay, what are the side effects again? Okay. Just want to see.
Do I lose my what happens in this hepatitis C? Do I get
Right.
sores? Do I lose my vision? What
Right.
happens?
Yeah.
Okay, I can handle that,
For
yeah.
her, I mean, she's like, okay, if you can accept my hepatitis C,
I'll give
give
you
and take.
the very famous and agile Pamela Anderson vagina.
Right. And I mean, granted, Tommy Lee is pretty sizable. We all know that. So
What'd you do
give
here?
or take a couple inches.
You printed me out a picture of the Formula One driver. What's his name? Danica Patrick?
Eddie Irvin.
Eddie Irvin.
British.
Is he British?
Mm-hmm. Oh. He's got a big HSBC logo on his little racing gear here. That's my mortgage company, Terry.
Well, there you go. You're sponsoring him.
I don't like
That's
seeing.
where all your mortgage payments go.
Yeah, it's like
to Formula One.
I look at him and I think about a payment.
Yeah.
I don't
and
need
the due
that.
date.
I hate payments.
Man.
I hate bills.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to stop paying them.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
See how that works for you.
I'll take a pass.
Let me know how that works out.
I'm not interested in paying anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Screw all you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for the nice note, though, but I'm not going to pay this one.
I have candles.
I have candles.
Yeah,
So
just
is
do
he-
that and see how long it is until you get, booted out of the
Yeah,
house.
let us
and
know how that
stuff.
works for you.
I will.
Okay.
Sure, the in-laws will be happy to have us.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Maybe
will.
you'll be quite the trendsetter in this world.
Pizza Magazine's
with your
launch
neighbors.
party.
That's me, and this is me with retouching.
Oh, jeez. I don't know what you said then.
That's me, and that's me with retouching.
With retouching?
Yeah.
Oh.
The photo retouching.
Where was she retouched?
I don't know.
Over and over again.
In all sorts of places.
Because I can imagine if you're with Pamela Anderson, you want to retouch, too.
I'm sure you do. So what does he look like?
You got big mortgage company sponsoring these race car drivers?
Hey.
Hey.
I mean, how are they supposed to run?
You're sitting there watching the race. Hey, I'd like to go with that mortgage company.
Yeah.
That's the one for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Lower interest there.
I don't understand some of the hooks of advertising. Maybe it's just not my field, Terry.
Right.
You're sitting there watching them make left turns for 3 hours, and all of a sudden you don't want to go with Countrywide anymore. You want to go with HSBC?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's dating Pamela Anderson? I'm definitely going with them. I'm in.
That's got to be a hell of a mortgage company.
He drives his car fast. I'm
Right. That's who I want to spend the next 30 years making payments to. It's all clear to me now.
Yeah.
But apparently it makes sense to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's well worth it for them.
Yes. I didn't need a race car driver to tell me where to make a mortgage happen, Terry.
Right.
I figured it out by myself.
Very good.
That's right.
Smart guy.
He didn't need to take down a checkered flag from me
Oh, wow.
to hand over a monthly payment to them on a regular basis. That's correct, or maybe semi-regular basis.
Yeah. Whatever you feel like.
But it was some form of advertising that got you.
I don't know about that. I think it was a mortgage dude who said, "Hey, this is the lowest interest rate." And I said,
you
"Fine."
said, okay.
Sounds good
I'm
to me.
in.
Well, that's
Sign me
why
up.
I pay mine to Country Time every week. Every month.
Hey, it tastes like good old-fashioned lemonade.
Yes.
So what is this?
You get me a 4.5% interest rate, I'm good.
Oh, geez, so am I.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sign up now.
Marry a teacher, knock it down a half point. There you go.
All right.
That's the only reason I did.
You get a benefit for marrying a teacher?
They get a break.
Wow, it's about time they got something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's quite the bargain, huh?
All I got to do is marry a teacher?
That's it.
Okay, sign me up.
Save a
Anyhow,
lot of money.
Again, what is this guy? I've asked you 3 times. What
What?
does this guy look like?
what does he look
You're
like?
holding
Here,
a
here,
picture.
take the picture.
I
Jeez,
just
why don't you
wanted to
ask?
see. I asked.
Grab it out of my hands. Don't feel like you need to be anything. Be rude. Rip it. Scratch it out of my hands.
Kind of, without all the tattoos, because you can't see his real body. He's kind of skinny like Tommy Lee.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of race car drivers, he's still trying to convince us that he's living in his car right now because he's been evicted from his home, Terry, because he apparently...
I'm living in my goddamn car, T-Man.
Yes.
What the hell do you do?
John, you're not in your car. Somehow you found a way to make rent like you always do. I don't know how you do it. I don't even want to know how
Well,
you're
do you
able
want
to...
to hear my beeper from my seatbelt?
Your beeper from your seatbelt? Yeah, go ahead. Hit your beeper from your seatbelt.
Can you hear it?
Of course. Sounds like the typical beeper of a seatbelt. Why don't you hit the horn of the car? Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Gee, that easy?
After all these years, that's all it takes to get John to hang up the line? Challenge him on something that he can't respond to?
All right. Now we know how to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just challenge him on everything. Oh, yeah? Well.
Why would he want to lie about living in his car if he's not living in his car?
I'll just feel sorry for him, I guess.
Is that it?
I guess.
Who knows?
Somebody gave him cash. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. I don't want to believe he found a way to earn it.
Oh,
Because that's like
never.
next to impossible.
Right.
But he did read us the eviction letters saying he was going to be tossed from his place if he didn't come up with the payment in the next couple of days.
Right. He's back with his mom. How much you want to make a bet?
So he's not even living in his own
I don't
apartment
think he's
anymore?
living in an apartment.
With the big NASA audio
Right.
equipment?
I think that he's probably back with his mom.
Uh-huh.
Even
Well,
though
Pasty has his apartment number, right? Give him a call at his apartment, see if he answers. In the meantime,
Or
Terry,
at least see if there's voicemail on there.
tell us what else is going on in the world, please.
just really quickly, we're still waiting for Katie Couric to announce that her big move
She
from...
did. She announced it.
Oh.
It's done.
Okay, well, then I was a little late on that one.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she announced it this morning.
Oh, okay.
She's going to be doing the CBS Evening News.
Yes.
Even I know that.
Sorry.
She's leaving the Today Show. And that Meredith from The View is going to leave The View and do the Today Show.
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
was that announced?
Well, that's the big speculation.
Really?
I don't know. Ask me what you need to do. Come on.
Wow.
Which makes perfect sense. I mean, who else? They need a
Meredith
woman.
Vieira?
They need a woman to replace Katie Couric. Obviously,
Right.
they're not going to have two dudes, even though Matt Lauer would love it that way. They're not going to have Matt Lauer and another male host do the Today Show, so they need a woman. And what more logical choice is there that NBC has in their stable than Meredith, even though she's more of an ABC product. They just lure her away with big cash.
Right.
What woman out there makes more sense to host the Today Show now that Katie's on the way out than good old cheery Meredith?
Well, you have the little Hasselbeck girl.
She's not ready. She's barely ready to do The View.
True.
Man.
Star Jones probably thought it was her gig.
Oh, I'm sure she
What about
did.
Ann Curry?
Star Jones got herself all done up.
Yeah, looking
With
good these days.
With
Right.
the weight surgery and the boob lift, and she
Yep.
thought she was all ready to go. They love me now.
Yep.
Up, Meredith gets it.
Wow.
Is there anyone else? Any other candidate you want to throw out there for the Today Show? No, there it is. Meredith's job.
Wow.
So none of...
I just don't know about Katie Couric hosting the evening news. I don't
That's
see her as
gonna be a good
I don't
adjustment
see
for
her
her.
as the next Dan Rather.
Now there's 2 women on the 3 major networks hosting the evening news.
I mean, Katie Couric's like the cheery kind of, even though she
You like
kind
to
of
wake up to her.
She forces it sometimes, but she's the cheery kind of host. You don't need the cheery kind of host doing the evening news.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of money.
You must have.
If I ever watch the evening news, I definitely wouldn't want that.
That's
right. But that'll be good for her, I guess, right?
Okay.
With the
I
kids
don't
and all
care.
that
Let's
stuff.
move on.
Oh,
Kelly Ripa for the Today Show. She's pretty good, right?
Kelly Ripa?
Yeah. Is that a move down or
a little overly cheery?
That's too. That's
Too much? That would be bad
She's
for
a
her?
little overdone.
Really?
Yes.
It would be bad for the show.
Or what, the Today Show?
Yeah.
It might make it interesting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
don't
she's.
want that.
Yeah. I mean, Katie, you can't see Kelly Ripa interviewing, like big world leaders.
The Today Show is watched by a lot of 60, 55, 90-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
They're not ready for Kelly Ripa's high-energy style in their face.
So, Don, do you have MySpace?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Meredith is just the right amount of menopause beginning
Oh, wow.
for these women to relate with.
All right.
And Matt Lauer can still, toy with her a little bit for the younger viewers.
Mhm.
She's the perfect, logical selection.
Who is the one news anchor? I don't know her name, but she's like on MSNBC or something like that, and she's got little short hair. Forget it. Never mind.
Jean Shalit.
No, I can't remember.
Soledad O'Brien.
Al Roker.
No, never mind.
Okay.
I'll figure out.
All right.
I'll ask you about it
That's
off
good.
the air.
There you go.
Also, Katie Couric's 15th anniversary on the show, and says she's out.
No better way to celebrate than to say, see you later.
Yeah. Good little run next to Matt.
All right. Very excited. Mm-hmm.
I have some more news for you if you'd like.
I understand.
Okay.
It's what you do.
Yeah, it is. I try.
What else happened last week, Terry?
Well,
Why don't we find...
I can't help it if,
Well, that happened officially this morning.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
Wow, Terry finds today's news. Why don't we find a winner for today's passes for the Global Import and Domestic Car Show? Who wants to see the fine-looking automobiles?
Automobiles?
Yes. Meredith couldn't have done it any better.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We're pros.
That's the kind of crap they'd get with Kelly Ripa, though, probably.
Yeah, probably.
1-866-663-T-Man. I have 4 passes to the Cube 93 Global Import and Domestic Car Show. They are in my right hand. Not really. And John's called back claiming he had phone issues.
Oh, yeah,
And
the phone
just
issue.
Coincidentally got cut off.
It's hard to be in a bad cell area when you're not moving.
Which means he needed 30 seconds to get to somebody's abandoned car to honk a horn to.
And convince them, could you please just be quiet and then honk?
Yeah, let me goddamn freaking car. What do you expect, man?
Yeah, you sound like you're in a different location than the last time you called, John. So you must have moved into a bigger car, is that right? You're moving on up in the world?
You say it's funny because you wouldn't help me out with some money, man. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you hit the horn now? I'm sure you're very capable of doing that after...
What do you mean hit the horn? I don't have a horn in my car.
Oh, you don't have a horn?
Well, maybe if I step out.
Well, you don't want all those extras in a car. I can imagine you not needing the horn.
Yeah, I had to pay for a steering wheel.
What?
Yes.
The monster play.
Okay, John. Thanks a lot. 1-866-663-T-Man. Who wants passes to the Global Import and Domestic Car Show? Spin that wheel, kill, breath. Nobody distracted.
Wow. Whoa.
What are you doing?
You got a second win.
It already stopped. There's no dual spinnings.
The second one was way better than the
We
first, by the way.
heard
You noticed that?
the pause.
You should smoke. You got the same lung capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought you were going to talk to John for longer. I didn't, I wasn't prepared, so.
And to prepare what? You need to, like...
Well, I stand up, and I didn't get to stand up, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as Hot Chisel just pointed out, you might as well just start smoking 3 packs a day, doobies, whatever you need to do, because you have the same kind of lung capacity. You might as well just get your money's worth.
Get my money's worth?
That's right.
Kill myself? That's great.
Oh.
Well,
it'd take a series of years to do that.
yeah, in a roundabout way.
Uh-huh. And that's going to happen eventually anyway.
Start smoking is the answer.
You're never too old to start. My motto.
Angina.
Hello?
Is that your name?
Janae.
Oh. It's not exactly spelled that way on the board, but your name is Janae?
Janae.
I can imagine having Pasty having a little difficulty with that one.
Yeah, I thought it was angina for sure.
I was tempted to put an M before that.
Oh, yeah.
Mangina.
My favorite.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Janae?
Janae.
Isn't that all,
Pretty name.
Good morning.
Isn't that a little prissy name now, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Janae?
Ah, poo-poo.
Oh, jeez. Poo-poo. Wow. Terry doesn't have to press herself up.
Wow. Okay.
What kind of name is that, Janae?
It's French.
It's French.
Yes.
Yes. And are you originally from France? Were you born there? Are your parents from there?
No, I was born here, but my grandparents, I believe, are from France.
You believe?
Yeah.
Is it that difficult to trace or what?
I never really took a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mom, where are your parents from? Don't know. All right. That's it, huh?
That's it.
Is there an adoption? Or is there some, cutoff of your ability to acquire information about your family? Is there something like that, or what?
No, I just don't.
Well, then I would think your parents are not from France, your grandparents. I mean, you would know if your grandparents were from France.
No, I think they are. My great-grandparents.
Are your great-grandparents now?
Yeah.
You still should know where they're from.
You've never inquired from your mom and dad or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but
Fresh out inquiries. All right, anyway.
Just didn't care.
So, Janae, what's the story of your life? If you can tell us in 9 seconds or less. Go ahead.
I'm on the way to work trying to win tickets to the car show.
Mm-hmm. But before you were on your way to work and trying to win tickets to a car show, what was going on in your life?
I was pressing snooze on my alarm clock.
Okay, before you were pressing snooze.
Nothing. I'm such a boring person. That's why I'm trying to go to the car show so I can liven up my life.
Mm-hmm. Your life has no liveliness of any kind.
No, I just go to work and go pick my baby up and go home every day.
A typical Washington woman, Terry.
Washington woman.
I'm so not from Washington, though.
Not from
I was born here, but I do not like it.
Where were you born? Oh, you were born here, you said?
Yeah, but I was
so not a Washington woman.
What city were you born in?
Seattle. I was born at Group Hill.
Mm-hmm.
But I was raised in San Diego, so
Right.
I learned most of my life.
And how old's your child? And who's responsible for knocking you up? And where's he?
Not sure.
He'll be 2 next month, and he's at home.
He's at home? You guys live together?
No.
He's at his home.
We're not together.
Uh-huh. And how quickly did that kind of dissolve, your relationship with him? Right after you told him you were pregnant, or was there a little grace period he allowed you?
You're what?
All right. Grace period. Just like 6 months.
6 months after you informed him of the pregnancy, he pretty much went on his own?
No, we separated ways because we didn't trust each other.
You didn't trust each other? You didn't trust each other on a typical loyalty standpoint, or just other things?
We were just always jealous of each other.
Always jealous, wondering if the other one was cheating on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, that's
so we
good.
couldn't take it anymore, and we had to let it go, but we're still parents.
It was too much stress sitting around wondering where he was and him wondering where you are that you said, let's just screw it.
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, are you trustworthy, Janae?
I am.
Can a woman who has such an exotic name like Janae be a trustworthy soul?
I am so trustworthy.
Or do you just owe it to the male species to allow Janae to run wild?
Oh, no. I'm calm.
You're a calm woman?
Yes.
I would imagine a woman could be calm and still be able to slide it up, Terry, in a calm fashion.
No.
I will calmly screw you, and the internet.
No.
No, that's not you?
No.
Well, how many men have you had intercourse with over the past 12 months?
1.
100.
Oh, wow.
1,000.
1,000?
100,000.
Ah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Get a calm.
No way.
Very
Just one.
calm.
You've had sex with how many men? Be honest. No, I'm not buying one. So no one's buying one, by the way. Everyone that knows you's not buying one. So try to come clean and tell us. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. How many guys have you had sex with in the past year?
I'm not shy. It was just one, though.
If you have sex with one, you can have sex with more, Terry. Either it's 0 or it's 16 minimum.
Wow, minimum of 16?
No. You guys are hilarious.
I mean, all right, well then, Janae, who's the one? I'm sure there are like 19 guys going, oh, I can't wait to hear my name.
Yeah. It's her child's father, I bet you.
In the past 12 months, who's the one guy that you have had?
His name.
Well, say his first name. He's not going to have a name as revealing as Aunt Janae, I imagine. So just, does he have a pretty common name or what?
I see a lot of little girls with my name.
A lot of little girls?
Yeah, I don't see too many people my age.
I'm asking you about the guy you had sex with. His first name.
Oh.
Is it a common name or
Yeah.
no? It is. All right, so just say his first name.
James.
James.
I know a James.
Oh, we're having lunch later. James.
So dirty.
Oh, jeez. So James, for whatever reason, was lucky enough to be the one guy that you allowed yourself to be given over to in a sexual fashion over the past 12 months.
Yes.
Now, what did James do that all the other guys were not able to accomplish?
I don't know. I just spent a lot of time with him, so.
Why do you spend a lot of time with James? Are you guys close friends?
I did. No, I did.
Mm-hmm.
We were.
You did and you were.
Now I don't speak to him.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
What did James do? Same thing your baby's dad did?
I don't know. I have trust issues, so he probably cheated on me.
Uh-huh. How long were you with James?
Like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. I don't know.
And in the 6 months, if you could give me a ballpark of how many times you guys did it, would be like what? Close to 100? More? What?
Probably less than that.
All right, about 87 times. Okay, so James and Aunt Janae had something going for 4 to 6 months, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
But then James was untrustworthy in Aunt Janae's eyes, and she moves on from him.
Yeah.
But
I didn't move on. I just left him alone.
What is it about guys that you don't have an ability to be able to trust them? Is it something specific, or are guys just seeing you as the kind of woman you can easily walk all over in that kind of fashion, or you just don't trust guys in general? Are you gonna be able to have any guy in your life at any point in your life, or is it just you've been picking the wrong guy so far and the right guy will come along?
The right guy's gonna come. I have faith.
But you may be the type of woman that even if the right guy comes, just because he's a guy, you won't be able to trust him, and you'll never be able to have a guy in your life.
Well, I don't know. If they made me believe that they weren't doing anything, then we'd be together.
Well, what did James do that made you get an idea that he might be doing something on the side?
He told me his grandma was coming to town, and he told me that I had to leave, like I couldn't meet his grandma. So I figured he was having another girl come. So I left and took all my stuff and never came back.
Well, maybe you should have just considered the fact you're not grandma meeting material.
I am. I'm so sweet.
All right, snooty little French people, man. Stay away from my grandma.
Hold on, guys.
Grandma
I have
Janice
to
wouldn't
kiss
have.
my baby.
Grandma Janice wouldn't have stood for some snooty little French girl.
Wow.
Wannabe, Terry.
Yeah.
After daycare, you guys. Have me talking to you after daycare.
She's got to kiss her baby, Terry.
She does.
She's dropping her kid off and picking her up.
Oh, I think at this time she'd be dropping off. Yes.
You never know.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
That was a quick kiss.
Yes, quick goodbye. Here, take the kid. I'm going to work.
No, she likes to go. She runs in there.
Give me my receipt. I'm ready to go. Okay. All right, so you dropped your child off and you're headed for work. Is that right?
I am, yes.
And
I'm probably going to be late because traffic is horrible.
Okay, yeah, I possibly believe it. James had his grandmother come in, and the place they were sharing together, she had to vacate, Terry. Which I'm sure was his establishment, or else she wouldn't have stood for vacating.
Right.
She was staying at his residence.
Right.
And when James's grandmother was on the way in, there's a lot of reasons why you would think that James may not be prepared to introduce her to his grandmother, and yet she assumes.
No, it really wasn't my fault.
He's flying in some hooch from who knows where, Terry.
Right. Did you ever call James's apartment while Grandma was in town? Sorry.
Yeah, I did talk to him.
And you never heard any evidence of a grandmother?
Well, he said he was out to dinner, but I don't know.
So
He could have been lying.
So you have no part of you that believes that a grandmother actually may have been there.
No, and his reasoning for me not meeting her was because she was helping him like financially, and she wasn't going to accept that he had a female living in the same space as him, that she's helping him.
Did you ask James? Did you ask James to produce any kind of evidence that a grandma was there? Because I would think if James wanted to keep her around, you got to produce some kind of grandma juice or something to show, hey, she was here.
Here's a big saggy brassiere.
And then I just left. I didn't care.
Then he
anymore.
just left, and you never really talked after that.
No, I never talked to him after
It's a
that.
weird way to end a relationship, Terry.
It is.
It is
but
very
that's how I had to do it, because
Is this
when I don't trust people, I can't maintain friendships.
And you don't trust too many people, do you?
I don't trust a couple of guys that I talked to before.
Now, Terry, I ask you this. Is this the kind of woman we want to be able to hand over to 4 passes? We want to hand over 4 passes to the car show to?
Well, but who would she take?
The kind of woman that can't trust a damn soul?
I know. Who is she going to take? Herself and her daughter?
Yeah, we're going to give her tickets to the
No, I'm going to take my friend and his brother and my sister.
Well, hopefully your friend won't have his grandma come in before the car show.
I met his grandma. No, I met his grandma.
Yeah, it's like a prerequisite now.
Yeah.
Janae.
My grandma's dead. No, she's not.
Sooner or later, you're going to have to start taking people at face value if you're going to have any kind of long-standing relationship between you and another person in your life. Forget about a boyfriend or a potential husband. Just a long-standing friendship. Do you have any of those?
Yeah.
With who?
My sister. She's not my blood sister, but she's my sister.
Anybody else?
What if your sister wants to fly your grandma in?
I met her grandma too.
Fire! You got to take a leap of faith someday.
I am trusting people. When you don't trust people, you just don't trust them.
And you're that scarred, you're that bitter, this is the kind of woman that you identify yourself as, or you don't believe that's the case? A non-trusting, scarred, bitter, kind of on-guard woman, that's the person you want to be from this point forward? Because you can turn a new leaf. You can turn a new leaf right now and just start trusting, baby. Watch her get screwed over 16 ways to Sunday, too.
I'm a very nice person.
I'm not doubting it. You could be a nice person and still be a non-trusting, scarred, and on guard.
I'm not scarred.
Yeah, of course you are. Somebody did something very wrong to you that you just now have to keep your right fist clenched in front of your face at all times.
No.
Maybe it was this baby daddy. This baby's daddy of yours.
Maybe it was.
What'd your baby's daddy do to you? Besides
the obvious.
But she doesn't. Do you have real proof that he really cheated on you, or was it just your baby's daddy?
No. Yeah. Girls were calling my phone and stuff.
Oh. All right. Well, then I can't give you tickets.
No.
All right.
Huh?
But thanks for sharing. I can't give you tickets to the car show.
Oh, man.
It could be the change in her life that she needs.
No way, Janae.
Are you dead serious?
Steve, do you think it's a change in her life that she needs?
I mean, I can't imagine the car show changing her life, but it could.
I went to the car show last year. It was kind of cool.
She could win the money, and you know.
That's all the car show you need.
She trusts us.
The car show has its grandma coming in. You don't want to be
And we don't want you to meet the grandma.
Yeah, like a 65 Buick's going to come in.
All right.
Yeah.
You really want to go, Janae?
I really, really want to go.
Why? What's the big deal about the car show for you?
I love beautiful
Love the car show. Who doesn't love the car show, Terry? Janae, hang on. I'm giving you 4 passes, baby.
Angina! Whoa, Stephen.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Hang on now. Pasty Dave's going to pick up. He won't neglect you.
Okay.
All right? Trust me.
I'll see you at the car show.
Yeah, right. Hang on the line.
Start dating Dave. She'll meet every member of his family.
Oh, I know.
Hey,
I'm trustworthy.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
The T-Man.
You see, sometimes
Graphic testimony from a young man who became a victim of an online sexual predator at the age of 13.
Oh!
He shared the disturbing details with a congressional panel.
Yeah, hear this? The boy was sitting in front of Congress, Terry. Well, he's not such a young boy anymore, but he was, and for years, he was exploited by those out there in the internet world
I saw that.
who would make requests, he would fulfill them, and they would send him crap.
Right. Well, not that kind of crap.
Good.
Graphic testimony from a young man who became a victim of an online sexual predator at the age of 13.
Yeah.
He shared the disturbing details with a congressional panel.
Sure.
Justin Berry says he starred in his own webcam child porn business for 5 years.
Justin Berry.
As he comes out.
15 seconds occurred, Mr. Berry.
Makeup for Mr. Berry.
Perfect name. It's got a perfect name for what he did, Terry.
Who knows?
Justin Berry says he starred in his own webcam child porn business for 5 years.
Right.
He says men he talked to online started sending him gifts, and then things escalated.
Sure.
Again, some of the testimony you're about to hear is graphic.
So turn it up.
Yeah, that's really what they're saying.
That's really what it means.
Put your headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
And then things escalated. Again, some of the testimony you're about to hear is graphic.
Yes.
As more clothes came off, more people contacted me.
Oh!
The compliments were endless.
Sure.
The gifts and payments terrific. I thought I had achieved online what eluded me in real life.
Right.
I was popular.
Oh.
Everyone wanted to know my thoughts. Sure. Everyone wanted to give me things.
Yeah.
I was the king of my own universe.
Sounds nice, buddy.
All I had to do in exchange was strip and masturbate while alone in my room.
Wow. I'd have been the Bill Gates of the internet world today.
You got paid for that.
Strip and masturbate. That's it.
I had
Very
a nickel
simple.
for every time. Wait, I do now.
Sounds like a good deal to me. So wait, the gifts were all sent by men, I imagine.
Yes.
Right? There were no women out there that were requesting him to sit in his bedroom and jank the janker?
No.
Probably not.
No.
There was not one woman in the internet world that was paying him or giving him gifts or anything like that for this? This was
not
all
according
men.
to this story, right.
All weird men.
Well, you know, they like young boys.
That like young boys.
Yes. I mean, and by the way,
Deborah LaFave wasn't out there sending him a bicycle or anything like that?
Nah, not when she's got the real stuff.
It was
you know, in the
guess.
truck. You know, she's got the.
She's
real
got
stuff.
the real thing in the
Yeah.
truck. I see what your point is.
Right.
She didn't
I mean, it's a
need
little bit easier for a woman to get a young, studly dude, obviously, than a
40-year-old guy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're bringing up Deborah LaFave, I guess.
So women have a better shot at the 13-year-old boys. That's good to know.
It seems like it, does it not? Especially if you're a teacher.
Okay.
You got Mary
yes.
Kay Letourneau, who was very successful.
So this dude was making bank for.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't sound like he was cashing checks for 5 years. You would think if he did it for like 3 months and then realized, all right, I'm being exploited. This is wrong. I feel soiled. I am.
But you heard him say that, you know.
For 5 years he did this. He was cashing checks,
Yeah.
laughing his way to the bank. Now all of a sudden he's going up on Capitol Hill like he's some huge victim.
He also looks still very young.
Good morning. Still waiting for you to cash my check.
Oh, jeez.
Haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, you know, he had an experience that wasn't
He
so
made
positive
his choices.
there.
He was old enough to know what he
did.
was doing there. He knew that he was going to his mailbox every day expecting some new little trinket.
Well, but you know, I'm sure he was like, he kind of got caught up in the moment and the thrill of it.
See, I didn't know this was happening with young boys. Women do this all the time, Terry. I know you've seen the websites where girls, not girls, but like adult women who have like hot physical attributes and know it. They'll throw their websites up there with all kinds of hot pictures, and they'll say, "Hey, if you're so interested, here's a gift list of mine. If you'd like to."
List?
You've never heard of this?
No, I haven't actually.
You've never heard of this? You haven't
Buying
seen
gifts?
Yeah, you haven't seen all these women that throw up gift lists on their websites. If you're so inclined to send me a gift, I'm not going to turn it away. And here's what I'd like: flat screen, bang, bang, boom.
It's like a hot chick registry.
You never heard of that? You never heard of that happening? It's happening all over the place.
That's like real
Dave.
expensive stuff like that?
You know how many gifts I'm out?
Oh my gosh! So, in appreciation for your hot attributes, here's a flat screen.
It's basically women saying in appreciation of my hotness.
Wow.
If you appreciate it so much that you would be interested in sending me a gift, here's some of the things I'm interested in acquiring.
And they have a
You've
little
never heard of that.
No, I
You're
have
telling
not.
me this is new to you.
Yeah.
You've never heard
I've
of
never
such
heard
a
of
thing.
it.
It's all over the place, Terry.
Can I use Jeffrey dollars?
No, it doesn't sound like it.
They're really not interested in the kind of items that Jeffrey Dollars are able to buy.
All right, well, it's a gift nonetheless.
It is.
Now, if you're on a 13-year-old's website,
depends on what site you're going
then maybe the Jeffrey Dollars work.
Okay.
But there are a lot of like 22-year-old women, and sometimes they'll have webcams of their own, and sometimes it's just like still photos they throw up on their websites, and then they have the audacity to say, well, since you got so much pleasure looking at my pictures, if you'd like to send me one of the gifts on my list, I would really appreciate it.
Do they ever
And I fall for it every time.
What do you get for it, though?
You get nothing.
You get the high attributes, damn it.
You get the satisfaction of knowing that you made her a little happier in her little.
So you get the same thing as somebody who doesn't give her
Well,
gifts.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there ever to
sure-
get more gifts? Is there? Well, I'll show you more if you.
Well, if they have a webcam, then maybe you can ask requests of them. Like you can say, okay, here's a flat screen and a bottle that I licked. Now take the flat screen, put it up on your wall, and take the bottle and shove it up your anus. And
that'll work.
That may work.
In that order, I have to do that?
Yeah, in that order. So you get to watch the flat screen first. You can watch 5 minutes of TV and then get to the second request. And sometimes that will be something that will inspire men, I'm sure, to send more gifts. I don't know
because
how.
that's what it sounds in this news story that this boy did.
I've never been on the gift receiving angle, Terry, so I don't know how women are able, if they get the gifts on their list, I don't know if they are unsuccessful completely in getting any gifts on their list. They must not be, because a lot of women have gift lists on their websites.
Right. But they have to give
list today?
But they have to give more than just the pictures that, like Stephen said, that everybody sees.
Terry, some women, as I said, simply have the audacity of just, hey, here are my photos. If you liked it that much and you're so interested, send me a gift.
Guys seem to get like a little in if they do that, maybe.
I don't know I don't know who's falling for it. Maybe some guys are. Maybe some. I can't believe some guy out there be so take. Okay, I want a receipt.
Gotta write it off.
But there are a lot of gift lists out there, Terry. Gift lists are very popular on sites.
I think we talked about that before.
And the web is open to the entire world.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are a lot of options of men out there that all it takes is a couple to send you gifts and you're ahead of the game.
Right, and I can see why it works.
So why not throw a gift list up there?
Sure, I can.
I'm doing it after the show.
Now this dude was
smart idea.
This dude was earning it.
Everyone wanted to know my thoughts. Everyone wanted to give me things.
Do you really think they wanted to know his thoughts?
Right.
Well, sure. I mean, to make him feel better, so that he could, take a few.
Hey, Dad, what's your take on world hunger?
Yeah, right. How's Bush handling foreign policy these days?
Keep the conversation going.
Yeah. I doubt they're really asking those types of questions.
I thought I had achieved online what eluded me in real life. I was popular.
Oh, jeez.
Everyone wanted to know my thoughts. Everyone wanted to give me things. I was the king of my own universe.
Hey, I got chlamydia. I'd like to give it to you. I got this thing called herpes. Would you like it?
Not on my list.
Yeah, it's not on my gift list.
Not on my gift list. You guys have never heard of gift list?
No.
Never heard of such a thing?
No.
Not for,
Faye the Pooh, you're saying no too? You're 21?
Never.
It makes sense. It's your age girls that are putting up the gift lists.
I mean, is it like
Never
on
before.
girls on like MySpace and all that? Do that too?
You don't see it really on MySpace. If you have a girl who's got a MySpace little area that then has a link to her own personal website, usually a girl who's got her own site.
Oh, I get it.
A dirty girl.
And then somewhere on the site, actually usually pretty prominently, there's the link to her gift list. You can look and see what she wants.
Oh.
It's like having a wedding registry without needing to get married.
Wow.
And people just buy these?
People, I guess, buy them stuff. Or else, why would they continue to put up gift lists? Guys out there are gullible. See a hot woman, they think they're going to get in. If they buy her an egg beater, there you go.
An egg beater?
But do they get in, though? I'm assuming that.
know.
I'm assuming that.
I'm playing dumb.
Were you successful?
I don't say. Well, maybe one or two.
You just got to do it to see what happens.
You got to do it.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Let's find somebody who has a gift list. And
She looks pretty hot and needy.
Pretty hot and needy.
All right, I'll send her a car.
It's very needy.
Yeah, here's your car. Wow. Gay should have thought of this.
We've never talked about a site with a gift list.
Not that I'm aware.
We have. We
Steven
did. We had a
says
Dateline thing that we did.
We did?
Yeah.
When?
We've
And
talked about this.
it was like, but it was girls who were like 16 and 17 that were doing it, and their parents saw all these things coming into the house.
Yeah. Man, you guys have short memories.
You should listen,
Maybe
man.
so.
Just got to get your heads examined.
Yeah.
Steven's an expert at retaining information about 16-year-old girls online.
Oh, geez.
I taped it for the show. That's all I remember.
Keeps refreshing himself over and over again every day.
And they don't give you anything for the gift.
So you know about this, right, Stephen?
I've heard about it, yes.
Okay. Okay, easy to. I've heard about it.
Because what we were just talking about.
It's too...
The Dateline thing.
It's too incriminating to say, yes, I know about this, T-Man. You have to say, I've heard about it.
Okay, yes, I know about it, T-Man.
There you go. That's nice.
As more clothes came off, more people contacted me. The compliments were endless. The gifts and payments terrific. I thought I had
He still sounds like a 13-year-old kid. This is 5-6 years later he's doing this testimony in D.C., Terry.
Yep, looking like one, too.
You saw the video?
Yeah.
He still looks like a 13-year-old?
He still looks like a little kid. I'm like going, come on. How old is he, really?
Are we feeling sorry for this kid?
Well, not really, because like you said, yes, he put himself into it, but then again, it is...
Sitting in the little jack corner. In the little jack corner, Terry. Knowing what he's doing and going to the mailbox every day, getting a new NBA basketball.
Maybe at the age of 13, maybe in the beginning he thought it was kind of fun, like a joke for a minute.
That's fine. That's my point. If in the beginning he thought it was fun, but then realized 3 to 6 months later, okay, this is not right, that's fine. But 5 years he was doing this. Hard for me to feel sorry for a dude who was raking it in for 5 years, sitting in a little jack corner, letting dirty Harry out there. Not the one we know, but a 60-year-old Dirty Harry that actually should have the name.
Right.
Then that makes...
Ask requests of this guy, yeah.
The compliments were endless. The gifts and payments terrific. I thought I had achieved online what eluded me in real life. I was popular. Everyone wanted to know my thoughts. Everyone wanted to give me things.
Oh, yeah.
I was the king of my own universe.
Oh, yeah.
All I had to do in exchange was strip and masturbate while alone in my room.
Oh, yeah.
Barry says he feared for his life and says the government didn't do enough to protect young children. The Justice Department said their highest priority is protecting children from online predators.
Oh, so eventually the gifts turned into somebody actually figuring out who he was and where he was and started stalking him, and he feared for his life. Well, got a little out of control. Sounds like got what was coming to him, Terry.
Never just a gift.
Is he voluntarily turning in all those gifts, or what? Since he's such a...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, here's all the cash that I got. Here's
the cash equivalent of all the gifts that I accumulated over the years. I don't want it anymore because I realize now that the government didn't do what they needed to do to protect me, and I was so exploited like that. Is he doing that? I don't see him so quick to hand over a cash allotment for the amount of gifts he took in.
Right.
I don't see that happening.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, old man Jim's down to his last buck.
Right.
Not knowing where his next satisfaction moment's going to come from. Now this kid's blowing the whistle on the whole situation.
That is crazy, though. I mean, jeez.
Been more than blowing the whistle, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, well.
5 years is kind of a long time to be considered a moment. You get caught up in the moment.
That is true.
5 years, man.
5 years is a serious period of time, especially for someone who hasn't lived that long.
Yeah.
But you're young and impressionable with the gifts coming in, it's hard to stop, I would imagine.
Good. A year tops. I'm understanding maybe the situation to some extent. 5 years? Okay, gotta go home again today and masturbate. Sooner or later, it's kicking in. Yeah, you do it anyway, but I don't know if I could have
Might as
done
well
it.
just put a webcam up there and let everybody enjoy it.
I don't know if I could have done it in front of a webcam, Terry.
I'll just pretend it's not there.
I could have done it in front of a webcam with a mask on.
I
do that anyway.
All right, what kind of mask?
Like a gorilla mask.
Oh, jeez.
Something that really hid my face.
A gorilla mask. Real popular.
That's all I have handy.
But then the 60-year-old guy requests you take off their gorilla mask. You doing it?
Probably.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
At
Depends
what
on
price?
what he sends,
What are you asking for on your gift list, Hotshot?
Yeah, a value pack of cold cereal. That's it.
Oh, that's a done deal.
That's easy. Huh?
That is every 13-year-old's pot of gold, Terry.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, it depends what's in the value pack.
That's true. Too bad there's no market for 150-pound 13-year-olds.
Terry, what else is going on in this wacky and wild world of ours?
Well, I have a choice for you to make.
A choice? Okay, what's the choice?
I can give you an article that, of course, is going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, we're a little bit short on time here. So.
Or I can give you a quick story.
What's the title of the article?
The title of the article is...
And where's the article coming from?
Cosmo.
Cosmo, who's on the cover there?
It is Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
Yeah, looking pretty.
Oh, yeah.
What's on her gift list there?
Oh, no.
I'm sending it over.
Are ya?
That's how she got her start.
Get me a U-Haul.
She wants her freckles back.
No, she's got them, see?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, great.
She got them back.
All right. And what's the title of the article in the Cosmo, Terry?
The title is 10 Clues You May Be Just a Booty Call.
You know what? If you need 10 clues to figure out if you're a booty call, it's too late. You've been run over too many times. So I don't think there's any need to address that article, Terry. 10 clues that you may be a booty call. You know, I only got 9, so I'm pretty good, I think, in this guy's life. Come on, 10 clues. And what's the story you got there? What's the story? I don't have time for the article right now. That would take at least 6-7 hours. What do you have?
The story is out of Indiana, and it's about a man who moved in his masseuse. His happy ending masseuse.
Beats having to buy her all the things on her gift list, too.
Yeah, I guess so. Unfortunately, his wife didn't like it, so after...
He was married?
Yes.
And he moved in his masseuse?
Yes. And after 36 years of marriage, she divorced him.
36 years they were married?
Yeah. Yes.
Why did he move in his masseuse?
Well, the Singapore spa, which she was the owner / madam of, and
so it was one of those kind of massage places.
Yes.
I figured it might be.
When it got shut down because it got raided by the feds.
One of those how you say happy ending massage joints.
Yes.
Yes, and they always seem to sooner or later get raided by the feds.
Right.
After they do, years worth of surveillance.
Yeah. Right.
And undercover work.
Sure.
I'm not sure what's going on in there.
Yeah, I gotta go back in again.
I'll take this assignment today, Bob.
Anyway, she didn't have anywhere else to go. She didn't have a permanent address, and so he took her in, and of course didn't.
That's the ultimate fulfilling of the gift list.
I guess so. Because he was apparently, one of her best customer, and he felt it necessary to go to her trial and.
Well. He told her he loved her a long time, and then he had to live up to his word.
So you get penalized for being a good Samaritan.
That's right.
Helping somebody out.
Yeah, you're married to a woman 36 years. She loves you for your kindness. And then when you display the greatest act of kindness, what happens, Terry? She packs up and leaves you. Yeah. All right. If that's the kind of world I'm living in, Terry, that's good to know.
Yeah, you are.
Double happy endings every night?
Double happy endings every night.
That's the kind of planet we're on now. That's good to know. You just can't move in your madam / masseuse and not be seen as some kind of vile, sick, twisted person. That's the kind of planet we're on now. It's good to know. Person out on the street, you're trying to give them a roof over their head, food on the table.
A hot meal.
Hot sausage.
Oh, jeez.
And you're seen as a terrible person by your own wife, your better half, Terry. That's a sad state of affairs. It's good to know, though.
Yeah. She probably gets free spa services with this woman living here.
Yeah.
That'd be great for her.
Yeah, for her.
Let's see how the wife does on her own now with a crick in her neck and no place to go, Terry.
Is that why guys go to those massage places?
Did you go to the crick in the
I got
neck?
a crick right here. Can you straighten that out?
Oh, yeah.
No, over this way.
Let me see that story, for goodness sake.
The feds keep closing these places down. They're going to ruin more marriages.
Oh, jeez.
This happened in Indiana.
I said that, yeah.
You gotta love the Singapore spa in Indiana.
Very authentic.
It is. Singapore. Yeah, you feel like you're
Bob
there.
and Kim's Singapore spa.
Did they have one over in Bellevue that they busted up like last year?
Terry, there's been one in every city in King County that's been busted lately. The Singapore spa, something tells me, would stand out a bit in Indiana.
Yeah, I would say.
Yes, in Highland, Indiana, which is the northwestern part of the state of Indiana. And for those who are familiar with Indiana.
Oh, yeah, I know where it is.
It got raided. Fed shut it down. Did you mention that, Terry?
Yes, I did.
And Ansel Wynn, I would say it's pronounced Wynn. Is H-Y-U-N pronounced Wynn or something? Okay. H-Y-U-N, the owner / masseuse / madam / proprietor of the Singapore spa was was with no place to go, Terry.
Yep, that's true.
So
all homeless.
One of her best customers,
Oh, yeah.
who had nowhere to go for his release, I imagine.
Not after it got closed
He
down.
ain't turned into his wife of 36 years for his release, Terry.
Obviously not.
He offered to move her in. Well, his wife didn't find that to be quite the great idea. Wasn't too fond of her husband and his generous nature.
You don't see the wife sharing a closet with her? Okay, this is where you put your stuff, Miss Wynn.
I'll put the necktie between my stuff and your stuff.
Right.
So you won't cross over and mix up my stuff with yours.
You have a lot of towels.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Unbelievable. The wife, says here, Terry, was more than a little bit shocked by the fact that her husband opened her home to this masseuse, and she has now filed for divorce.
Oh, yeah. 36 years of marriage. Down the tube.
Mm-hmm. Susan Hurtquist.
She got hurt.
Mm-hmm. And her husband, James Hurtfist. Wow. They're no longer a couple, Terry.
No, they're not.
Have to tell your kids why you're getting a divorce. The happy ending girl now lives here.
All stories should have a happy ending.
You know,
It really is a happy ending.
to be honest, what was this guy anticipating would happen when he told his wife he was going to move in the owner of the Singapore spa? What was going through his head?
I don't know.
What was going on in his mind when he thought that his wife would be, oh, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll feed you grapes while she massages you and whacks you off. How about that? Right. Perfect.
As long as I don't have to do that chore, I'm good. You know?
That's why I married you, for your generosity. Someone's a little hard up in their life at some point. They're having a little hard time, and you're there to answer the bell for them. That's lovely, honey. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
Gotta love him for it, though, Terry. Oh, don't worry. I'll just move you in.
Right.
And she'll open a new spa and move out, and he'll have nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go. Jerk off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Isn't it ironic that it's not exactly the happiest of endings? After all those that preceded it.
Yeah.
This one, unfortunately, does not end in happy style.
No.
But there's no need for cleanup, so it's all okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe no book should ever be this big, Terry.
It is a big one.
And he's sitting there reading it during the breaks.
Yes.
He, just a few months ago, he went to the conversation of how he was sitting here during the breaks reading his book of quotes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And now I rip out of his hands, Terry. What the hell is the name of this? The Oxford Book of American Poetry.
Oxford Book.
Now, I'm all for someone being curious and wanting to better themselves and further their education, yada, yada, yada. But if Winnie the Pooh wants so much to do all that,
yes,
he should work in some classes while he's working here.
True.
There's no reason why he can't fit in some classes while he's working here if education is that primary an interest in his life right now.
Sure.
Because I'll tell you this, Pooh. You sitting there reading this cover to cover, if you're ever able to get through this at any point in your life, I don't know how a human being could ever read this much literature.
Yeah.
It's not like
If you're that interested, this is not a substitute for going to college. I'll tell you that right now. All right? Now, if you're just saying, T-Man, I'm just doing this to get babes.
No.
All right? And this, or if you're saying, T-Man, I would like to parlay my DJ little deals into the other side and maybe starting to work on a hip-hop or rap career, and this in some way can help you in that area, that's another thing.
Absolutely not.
Well, I don't see what the point of sitting there during the breaks and reading the Oxford Book of American Poetry is going to do for you. Because whether you want to admit, if you're that interested, then go to school during the time you're working here. Even if you can fit in one class is good. It's better than no classes.
4 hours a week?
But what?
Fit in a class.
What's a class gonna do? I might as well just.
You think you can do better sitting there reading the Oxford Book of American Poetry than going to a class?
Well,
I'm not saying classes are the end all.
No, of course not.
But if you're that interested, and it sounds like you are, and it seems like you are, then start fitting in some classes.
I'm just saying, what's a class gonna do though?
Subconsciously, you want to roll up on women in the club and say, "Hey, baby, oh, that my life were a lasting dream. My spirit not awakening till the beam." of an eternity should bring the morrow. I don't even know what this
I want to do you.
Chicks that have Dante tattooed on their boob will love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, though that dream were of hopeless sorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
'Tis better than the cold reality of waking life to him whose heart must be and hath still been upon the lovely earth.
Oh.
Edgar Allan Poe must have done some serious drugs, Terry.
Yeah, I must have.
Then all there was back in, the early 1800s was like opium?
That was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
What else was there available to him? Because he was alive, I believe,
He could have been drunk.
in
They had hemp.
in the 1800s.
They had hemp back then, but
That is
it's not as good as the Seattle stuff.
Right.
Hey, I'm all for you feeling the urge to better yourself, to take yourself to levels beyond. But sitting there during the breaks and reading a chaos of deep passion from his birth, but it should be, the dream eternally, continuing as dreams have been to me in my young boyhood, should it thus be given, 'tis folly, still hope for higher heaven, for I have reveled when the sun was bright, I, the summer sky, in dreams of living light, and loveliness have left my very heart in climes of mine, imagining apart. I mean, do you even know if it's pronounced cleams or climbs? Because I don't.
No, that's why I gotta, sometimes I gotta read them 2 or 3 times. Just to be like,
That's why
and after you read it the third time, you're like, okay, I get it now.
That's why you go to college and ask the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That's another reason to take a class.
See, there's a word right there. C-L-I-M-E-S. I don't know if it's cleams or climbs.
It's climes.
Well, there's no accent aigu or anything like that.
Now, so what are you hoping to get out of this book?
He wants to roll up on Babes in the Club.
Or anti-reading.
Well, no, but
totally anti-reading.
But I also noticed that he's taking notes back there.
Anti-reading stuff you can't understand.
He's taking notes, too?
Yeah.
Wow.
You taking notes?
Little pad of paper.
What do you have in your notes?
and-
What do you have in
this
your
was-
notes? Read your notes to me.
This was something I had wrote yesterday. Cause
Vinnie the Pooh, read your notes aloud to the class and tell us what you learned from Edgar Allan Poe. I see you have, and I turned to Edgar Allan Poe because he has the 6 of spades tucked in the portion of the book that consists of the Edgar Allan Poe area of this poetry book, Terry. There are tons. I imagine there's all kinds of poets in here, from Oliver Wendell Holmes to who knows what.
Right.
I don't even know how many poets I know.
Right.
Hemingway. Mm-hmm. Is there Hemingway in here?
I'm sure he is. So my notes.
Read your notes, please. Yes.
Steven's a dickhead.
Oh, geez.
It's no.
Oh, that's what you put down. That's what you take from this.
That's right. No. Okay. I started noticing that all the old school, even poets now.
I want you to read your notes.
Can I explain? I'm setting
I
them
want
up.
you to explain your notes. I don't want you to set up your notes. I want you. If you're not going to read your notes, then we're going to rip your notes out of your hand, and somebody's going to read it.
You better read it.
I started with detail. I just wrote the word detail, and then I kind of expand in there. And it says, has to be perfectly detailed.
What does?
Detail.
Detail has to be perfectly
He
detailed?
just wrote the word detail, and
then
that's what he said.
started, has to be perfectly detailed. So
you're writing as if you're a poet now. Detail. It has to perfectly be detailed.
Well, the notes make sense to him.
Okay. Yeah. All right, well then read them, and we'll
I
see if it
said,
makes sense to us. Detail.
Perfection.
Start from the beginning again, I'm sorry.
A detail.
Yeah.
Has to be perfectly detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection of an unattempted magnitude. It's all detail. A magnitude only achieved if paid close attention to.
No one pays attention to my magnitude.
Is that pasty saying that?
And then I started with the word detail again.
Yes. So he's starting to write as if he's a poet. He's starting to write that kind of lingo, if you will, Terry.
It's just
Those quick little fragments.
Yeah.
That mean nothing except to the poet.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So
See, I'll tell you this. If you were in classes and you were given this book, there's no way you would read it.
You don't think so?
Probably
it's
not.
because you're not forced to read it.
Yeah.
It's because you're not enrolled in any classes that you have an interest in reading this book.
Well, it should be,
It's
it
not
should be a good thing then, right?
If this was required reading and they gave this to you, you'd be like,
yeah,
no
right.
freaking way.
Well, then it's a good thing that I want to read it then, right?
I guess in some sense you have a point there.
It is good.
And the fact that you're actually sitting there taking notes, even though the notes, to me, I can't make heads or tails out of them. I don't know but if it means something to you, then I guess that's good. But you have, obviously, a strong interest in bettering yourself, and that's huge. So take it and run with it.
Yeah, because when you hit 30, you don't want to better yourself at all.
Yeah, before that peaks.
You should enjoy it now.
So
30.
I hope you don't think no person is going to be able to successfully, on a large scale, be able to self-educate themselves. Take some classes. Enroll!
Yeah, you have a thirst for knowledge, man. Take advantage of
Thirst! Quench the thirst! Unless you just want to admit, I'll give you a third chance.
No.
That you want to roll up on the high little babies in the club and start spouting off some passage you have retained and memorized from the book. And just see where it goes from there. Because that would be an interesting move, to see how she responds to that.
Yeah, Walt Whitman had mad rhymes.
Mm-hmm. Because you're going to, read history and do math and stuff. Terrible.
Because I could see, I would be curious myself if you were to roll up, because you do a lot of the 18 and under clubs, roll up on some 17-year-old going, on desperate seas, long wont to roam. Thy hyacinth hair, thy classic face, thy naiad airs have brought me home. Huh? To the glory that was Greece, and the grandeur that was Rome. Lo, in yon brilliant window niche, how statue-like I stand thee stand. I see. How does this make any sense to anyone, Terry?
Huh? Well, someone's turning their radio on right now and going, what?
I know. What happened to my favorite
radio there or something?
station?
Psyche, from the regions which are holy land. Lo, death has reared himself a throne. Talking about the toilet? Oh, just in a strange city lying alone. Far down within the dim west, where the good and bad and the worst and the best have gone to their eternal rest. Their shrines and palaces and towers resemble nothing that is ours. Around by lifting winds forgot. Their melancholy.
Yeah.
That's why you have to write a 10-page paper on what that means.
Dude, that's why you don't go to school, so you don't have to do that.
And from that, you get detail. Must be detailed.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Continue on with your notes.
Oh, okay. I wrote detail again.
Oh, jeez.
And I said...
why do you keep writing detail?
He's stuck on detail.
I'm just
trying to be detailed.
That's right. I said I thought detail was a secret weapon of artists, chefs, and criminals.
Artists, chefs, and criminals.
For example, there's... okay. I said it's the sixth sense of writers worldwide. It's the ability to convince an idea or hoodwink a thought to leave the mother mind and reside in the form of love, hate, peace, war, poetry.
You have the word hoodwink written on your notes?
I sure do.
It's actually hood ring.
Where's bamboozled?
I don't think I've ever written the word hoodwink in my life, Terry.
Yeah.
And I can safely say I plan to live however long it goes without writing the word hoodwink at any point in my days.
All right.
Well, it was starting
I'm pretty proud of that, actually, now that I think about it.
It was starting to get too serious, so I had to throw hoodwinked in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that lightened it up right away.
Sure, take the seriousness right out of it.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Was there any poem that is upcoming in your in your readings over the next day or two that you're looking forward to here?
I just read The Raven.
The Raven?
Is that American poetry only, or...?
All right, let's read The Raven. I just happened to turn to it, Terry.
Wow. Oh, just a quick question, though, before you read The Raven.
Yes.
What makes you, pick the poetry that you're reading? I mean, do you just all of a sudden turn a page and bam?
Well, for first, this book was just laying at the front desk. And I was like, oh, snap, okay, so I just picked it up. Obviously, I like poetry and started reading it.
This book was laying at the front desk of a Clear Channel radio establishment.
Someone had sent it to
in case you don't know how to deal with John at the front desk. You're going to start.
Now, someone had sent that to an employee who doesn't work here anymore.
Throw him a curveball by saying, Once Upon a Midnight Dreary. And that's how famous The Raven is as a poem, Terry.
Yes.
We've all heard that catch little... phrase.
Didn't know it came from it, though.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. See, I'm bored already.
Oh, I want to go lay on the couch while you read more.
When do they get naked?
The Grim Reaper coming for you.
Is that what it's all about?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I have no idea.
Winnie the Pooh has a what is this, a 1,000-page book? Oh, actually, it's more.
It's got to be more. It's huge.
It's gigantic.
Are you, ladies and gentlemen out there, especially the ladies, hearing about Winnie the Pooh's thirst for knowledge, especially as it resides in the area of poetry and what it can lead to from there? Are you ready to just take your clothes off and make it happen with him or what?
Woo!
I just didn't know what question to ask. I don't know how to. I don't know what to make of this, Terry.
Next time he's at a club, he's going to be, spinning and then throwing out some...
Hey, you're the poetry guy, right? Like you.
Detail.
Don't let the teammate get on you, man. He's a hater. You read your poetry cover to cover. Don't let him stop you.
Is he the poetry man?
Oh, jeez. Are you the poetry man? Is that how you want to be referred to from now on?
I don't know about referred to it.
Oh.
You already got the shirts made, man. Vinny the Poet.
Tell us that.
Poetry man.
Oh,
You're the poetry man.
I don't know this one.
You haven't heard this song?
Anything that involves poetry, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Never heard this song
you
before.
haven't?
No. Turn down, Steve. 1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. I'm having trouble making heads or tails out of this. Maybe the listeners want to chime in here, Terry.
Maybe he's going to do a poetry slam, so he's getting ready
Those
to...
are torture.
Yeah.
What's a poetry slam?
Yeah, I don't even know what a poetry slam is.
It's like how at bars where you show up and people get to go up there and read their stupid poems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean...
I am a man who has a job. A job I have.
Actually, I like them.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shuddy.
1-866-663-T-MAN. To the phones we go. Gary, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Gary?
Not much. I was listening. You guys give Vinny the Pooh a hard time there about his education.
Well, I don't know what we're giving him. I don't know if we're giving him a hard time. I don't know if we're
kind of finding out.
We're kind of intrigued by the whole situation of him during the breaks, opening his poetry book and slamming down a quick poem to take himself to a better place. It's all kind of curious and interesting to us. Yes.
Well, one of the things that popped into my head, you read a particular word and you weren't sure how to pronounce it. It was just spelled climbs or cleams or something like that.
Yes.
I was just thinking, I've read some poetry, and I don't think those guys know how to spell all that great.
Who, the poets?
I think they're just trying to say what they have to say, and however it comes out, that's how it comes out. That's how it gets laid down.
It's kind of like artwork, Terry. I mean, you see this painting, and it looks like it could be on a first grader's refrigerator door.
Mm-hmm.
And yet people look at it and say, oh,
it's worth thousands.
I'll give $1 million.
Yeah, I know.
And it never really made sense to me. I like to be as cultured as the next person. I probably come up pretty short in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry. I'm just more realistic, and I like the abstract world, don't get me wrong. But let's be honest. Don't tell me somebody's little finger paint is so valuable. Don't tell me these poems that make sense to basically no one. Great, these poets are just immortalized through their works and renowned and always will be. But I have to say, there's a large part of me that just doesn't quite get all of it.
Right.
Yeah. Besides Maya Angelou, who the hell writes poems anymore? She's the only one.
Yeah. Where's the modern day poet that's making it big?
Right.
That's throwing together this kind of verbiage and having people accept it.
Jack Johnson.
Eric.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I wanted to congratulate Terry. She was right for once. The Raven is the Grim Reaper. In the poem, it means his soul is crossing over to the other side.
Wow.
You know, Edgar Allan Poe wrote nothing about dying and death and all that good stuff. But to be honest, poetry is a great way to get chicks, and that's the only reason I know that.
That's the reason I asked him 3 times if that was something that was his motivation here. Because then maybe it makes some sense. Throw a babe a curveball with some poetry, see where it takes you. I'm all for that. But he's saying it has nothing to do with that.
Right.
I can't believe that. I mean, he's probably a notorious liar and types with his forehead. But you can get women if you go to the right places and you recite the right lines. You can get throngs of pale women with red hair to just drop down for you. You know? Hey, I was in college. I spent my times in the cafes, standing at a microphone, and I got asked for it. It's just the bottom line.
You got to ask, Terry, because if you're not good with your rap, and you know that, if you could at least start off with a conversation with a woman by confusing her, you got her attention to some degree.
And, you know, that's the beauty of it. None of this makes sense. It doesn't make sense to anybody. But, you know, and it doesn't make sense to them either. But because you're saying it in such a beautiful way, in a soft voice, they think you know what the hell you're doing.
It's almost like talking French to somebody because it's such a beautiful language. You don't really have to understand. You just get kind of lulled by it.
Wow, is that the secretary?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's just another way for him to get chicks. And I applaud him. I just wish he would admit it.
I wish he would admit it, too.
Otherwise, it just kind of gives more, you know, more fuel to the fire of his sexual ambiguity, to be honest.
Wow!
This caller not convinced, as some callers are, Vinny the Pooh. Although I tell them the way it is. I know that you're 100% heterosexual. Not that there'd be anything wrong with you being anything else. But I know you personally.
You do?
And this caller, like some other callers, have suggested that they have some doubts about your sexuality. Would you like to tell them where you reside in that area or what?
I don't know. You're not really going to change their mind. Let them doubt.
Oh, jeez.
I know me. And
you're all chicks all the time.
All chicks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just do this to, you know, pass the time or whatever.
Pass the time.
If I'm not
Time
working.
wouldn't pass otherwise.
Right. Oh, my gosh, it would just stop.
Nothing like reading this to pass the time. Terry, you look up. Where did the hours go?
Jeez.
I can't believe it's already 6:30. I started reading it at 10 a.m. I don't see this as a real time passer, but maybe that's just me.
The T-Man.
Terry, Vinny the Pooh went to sort the mail. However, the very first text page that I am looking at in my printout of text page, text pages, which has been very capably handed to me by Pasty David Arthur.
Don't mind the burn holes.
Right. At 9:01 and 12 seconds, somebody writes the following text page. I always thought Vinny the Pooh was nothing but a horny little DJ. But now I see that he's got some brains and some romance in him. If I was a single woman, I just might lay down, spread my legs for him, and he wouldn't have to work very hard to get me to.
Oh, wow.
I love that stuff. If I was single.
Got the buzz on that one.
You know what? We're all single until we die.
Whoa, really?
That's right.
Wow. We all are? We all are,
Even Steven?
Even Steven? Where's Steven? Oh, just Steven, you there?
I am, yes.
Oh, I didn't have your microphone on.
That's right.
Yeah. You're seconding the motion?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just said that I didn't have your mic on. I acknowledged it myself.
I'm seconding all the motions that you've made.
I'm aware that I didn't have your mic on.
Okay.
Steven, I didn't have your mic on. That's right. Oh, that's right, I didn't. I don't need to hear it from you, all right?
Okay, we can turn it back off if you want.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay, now it's back on.
It is. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right, it is.
It is.
Did you have a comment, Steven, you wanted to share with us or no?
Well, I think it's cool that Vinny's doing that. I mean, I think that's you know, whether he's trying to get chicks or not, I applaud him for that.
It's cool, but again, if you have such the thirst for knowledge, if that's truly the reason for it, then take some. You can work in classes and work here.
But the school is probably taking more time and all that kind of thing. So
even
maybe
if it's one class, he can work it in.
But this is his way. This is his way to do it. You know, baby steps.
It's not the best way to do it, though. It's not going to be as beneficial.
Well, not everybody
as taking
can do
one
things
class.
the best way.
Well, do your best to do it the best way.
This is his way.
All right. Very nice. Is that your comment?
Is that okay?
So turn your mic back off.
Okay.
Waste of microphone energy. I think everyone likes poetry because that's what all music is derived from. Well, I also asked him that. I mean, if this is your little background way of rounding yourself into a career that may be one of hip-hop or a rap artist, then tell me that, and then it makes some sense to me. Otherwise, if you're just trying to accumulate knowledge, it's not the best way to go about it. Self-educate yourself by reading a poetry book. You can do better. And if you can do better, why not? I love talking like that.
You do a fine job.
That poetry is pansy-ass stuff. Go back to your San Francisco bathhouse, fag.
Wow. Nice.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, what else is interesting here? All right. I can overlook him calling his friends my guy. But poetry, Winnie the Pooh can't close the deal with women because I think he's gay. His attitude toward John, a gay phone operator, is one of denial. Signed, Jeremy.
The Brokeback sequel is going to be about two club DJs.
Oh, jeez. Be more interesting. What kind of attitude does he have towards John and gay? Oh, he's very
hates gay.
He's very homophobic.
Yeah, he doesn't want to catch the gay disease by touching him.
I see.
But all gay people, not just...
Really?
Not just them.
He really hates the gays.
8:48 and 20 seconds. Detail must be detailed and detailed. Why? Would you please? That's ridiculous. Right, somebody. At the 425 here. 8:45 and 38 seconds. Poe was an alcoholic, a absolute drunk and drug addict, and was married to his cousin. Need I say more? Was he married to his cousin? Is that true?
I don't know that.
That's the only part you can actually prove, especially 200 years later.
Yeah, a lot of people marry their cousins. Big deal.
Was she hot?
Sure she was.
Oh, T-Man asked Winnie the Pooh if he's going through puberty. I'm not sure I understand that. Maybe they're making a reference to his very high-pitched voice, Terry. But I kind of like his voice. If I was going to pick out some voices, if I had to go with a new voice,
yes,
and I had some options,
yeah,
I might choose his over a lot of them out there.
Really?
Run with it.
Only if you look like him, though.
He's got the look to go with it.
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't take it.
He's got the very pretty boy good looks.
Stephen with the Vinnie the Pooh voice.
Which a lot of women will eat up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good-looking women out there that would devour that pretty boy good look, high-pitched voice thing. So he's got a lot going for him there. So, hey, you want to be jealous, that's fine.
Yeah.
I want Terry's voice.
I think a lot of men would like Terry's voice. It's the deepest voice we know of.
I know.
Yes.
Well, what can I say?
Winnie the Pooh called in on the hotline monitoring the show while he's doing the mail. Well, the mail is a very serious task around here. And I'd hate to hear that he put a 38 cents metering thing on an envelope that really needed 39 cents because he's not paying attention. Pooh?
I'm a professional, man. What are you talking about? No, I got it. One of my friends text messaged me and said, "Oh, you should have heard this text someone wrote in." I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And then I had another friend hit me up talking about, "Yo, are they talking mess about you on the radio?" I'm like, "Oh my god, what you guys saying?"
We get it. You got a lot of friends.
The point. You got a lot of people blowing up your pager, telling you that you're the big subject of the show.
Good for you.
So I just thought I would just listen.
Yeah, so you want to be on hold just to listen.
Stay on hold.
Oh, so you don't really want to come on the air. You just want to be able to listen while you do the mail. No, I'm not asking you to come on the air. I'm just wondering, but the reason you just called the hotline is so you can be on hold to hear for yourself what the texters are saying.
Yes, because I'm unable to hear.
Well,
that's real professional. That looks good when one of the clients come in. Hold on, I'm listening to something.
Well, I'll tell you this. The first texter that I read at 9:01 and 12 seconds wrote, I always thought Winnie the Pooh was nothing but a horny little DJ, but now I see he's got some brains and some romance in him. If I was single, I might just lay down and spread them for him, and he wouldn't have to work too hard to get me to.
That's not bad at all. I have no idea what my
Put it right in the Steiner there, Pooh.
Wow.
Well, okay, then. Sounds
She'll
good.
lay her on her stomach before you spread her legs.
Wow, really? Is that how it's done?
Oh, I love it. Froggy. What's that now, Pooh?
I was just, sounds good to me. I don't know what my friends were talking about. They were making it sound like people were...
Well, then there were some other texters that are ragging on it.
I was expecting those. I was expecting those.
Yes.
I don't care.
Somebody writes, that's not poetry. That's expressive pansy-ass crap. You can take that crap back to your San Francisco bathhouse, fag. Because I'm sure in all the bathhouses, they're sitting there with the Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
They're straightening out their Longfellow.
Time for a poetry slam.
Oh, yeah.
And then there are some other ones that are not so positive here that I went through. I don't need to go through them again. Let's see what else we have here. Winnie the Pooh going through puberty. I read that one. Poe was a drunk and a drug addict and married his cousin. Did that one. Winnie the Pooh needs to get a clue and go back to school. Writes G. Checking in, Terry.
Hi, G.
Mm-hmm. You know who G is. G's been a fan through the years. Mm-hmm. See if anything else. Girls got life easy. They can masturbate whenever they want. They can even use a napkin if need be.
Huh?
What? What does that have to do with poetry? No?
8:22 in 6 seconds. Winnie the Pooh once offered me a VTP shirt to sit naked in front of my computer with stunner shades on.
It's like Juan.
Hey.
They didn't bite, damn it.
Oh, jeez. Hey, T-Man, I've seen those kinds of sites. I know several of my female friends have them. They have gift lists and all that kind of stuff. Oh, jeez. Winnie the Pooh's punching him up right now. Where are you right now, Winnie the Pooh?
I'm actually doing the mail as we speak.
Mm-hmm. What letter do you have in your hand right now? Who's it going out to?
This is going out to a Brian Zuber.
Oh, the great Brian Zuber.
Oh, wow, wonderful.
Of what? What hotels?
Silver Cloud Inn and Hotels.
Let me tell you, Terry, we are in good with the Silver Cloud Inn folk.
That's right.
Keep that trade alive.
Yes, because we love the 5-star resorts.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to take listeners anywhere real nice.
That's right. All right. Well, how much postage has to go on that one?
That one was 63 cents.
60
Wow.
Oh, what is being sent to Brian Ruggles?
Jeez.
What's his name?
Brian Zuber.
What's being sent to Brian Zuber that needs 69 cents worth of postage?
Probably some keys.
Must be a real silver cloud.
Well, yes, Dave.
Well, I was going to say, Edgar Allan Poe married his 13-year-old cousin.
Is that right?
When he was 27.
Wow.
It's pretty hot.
He was a crazy
Jerry Lee Lewis do the
bastard.
same thing?
Yeah.
Who? Jerry Lee Lewis?
Jerry
Yes.
Lee was 13, or she was, I should say.
Ridiculous.
And this is the person who's renowned for being one of the greatest poetry writers of all time, a guy who did enough opium to kill a small horse, a guy who married his 13-year-old cousin when he was 27.
And then she died 4 years later.
Are you serious?
Yep.
How did she die?
She remained an invalid until her death from tuberculosis.
For what?
Tuberculosis.
Okay.
You don't want it, trust
They
me.
used to have tuberculosis hospitals. That was a big thing back in the day.
And then he lost his battle with drinking and drugs.
7:40 in 24 seconds. Where can I buy tickets for the car show? I'm starting to believe now I'll never win them on the air.
Oh.
Don't give up the hope, but I'm sure the Tacoma Dome box office has them, right?
Oh, of course.
You would think.
I'm sure.
And so does Ticketmaster, I do believe.
7:16 and 52 seconds. Why does Winnie the Pooh always DJ in Yakima on weekends?
Oh, yeah, he does have a
They
gig.
pay me money.
Oh, jeez.
And he goes where the money is.
Got a lot of stuff going on, Pooh.
Yes, I
He's
do.
trying to woo the Yakima chicks.
Did you put yourself in a postage box right now? Because you don't sound like you're on a very good phone there. Are you in
What's
some
up
kind
with
of...
the Bluetooth phone?
Oh, yeah, I got the little blue.
Oh, this your little dilly on your face there?
Yeah, that looks like
a
a...
little dilly on
The
my
size
face.
of
Like a
Harris's mole? So you look at Harry, you look at Dirty Harry like, oh, you got Bluetooth? Oh, no, it's just a mole. 7:08 and 45 seconds. My punk ass parents flew first class while I was in coach all the time. Now, that's one thing to have, like, grown children.
Right.
And perhaps, I've seen that before, where the parents sit in first class. When I went to Italy, the parents sat in first class, and the grown children would be back in coach.
Sure.
And there's something a lot different about that than the story you read earlier, Sharon Stone
And her 10-month-old,
having her
right.
nanny and her 10-month-old in coach while she sat in first class with her feet kicked up and the hot fudge sundaes and the warm nuts, Terry.
Oh, they're warm in first class?
Warm and salty, Stephen. Just the way you like them. Cable operator smells like a blood fart. That's just
I don't even know what that is. I mean, I can put two and two together.
Sick.
What was that now? What was that on the Bluetooth there?
we're getting ready to have a tour being taken of the station here pretty soon.
All right, well, make sure they know the gay phone operator smells like a blood fart. A tour? How many people are on tour right now?
And how many people do you have in your guys' party?
19? How old are they?
Well, make sure they know very clearly to skip the T-Man studio as part of their tour. We don't want any.
You said don't skip it?
No, to skip it.
Oh, I have to make sure that you have to specifically skip the T-Man studio. He wanted me to tell you.
Are there any hot women in that tour?
You have to skip
Ooh,
I think I'm gonna get in trouble out here, man. She's gonna beat me up.
Who's that?
Whoever's organizing this thing.
Oh, whatever. Who's the, you got me behind you, whatever. What's the makeup of the tour, age range and height and weight?
Some tall. Are you guys like college students or high school students? Or high school.
High school. What grade?
What grade? Are y'all like freshmen or seniors?
Is it my favorite grade or not?
11th and 12th.
Nasty.
11th and 12th.
11th and 12th?
Oh, 17 and 18-year-olds.
So what school?
From what school? Camiac.
Camiac?
You guys had all them
Isn't that a
issues with
fabric?
the high school dances, didn't you?
I don't know.
That's you guys.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
I was supposed to DJ one of them dances.
Yeah, Vinny's making a laugh out there. Hey, now working some poetry, you're in.
Yeah, so they're from Camiac High School.
Where's that?
Where's Camiac at?
Got my Camiacs on right now.
Mukilteo? I don't even know where Mukilteo is.
Oh,
North, yeah.
North. Inwood.
Down north.
Down north.
So are they up your alley there, Pooh, or what's the deal? You loving them or what?
I don't know.
Alley and
Is this like a job fair kind of situation?
No, it's a tour. I told you what it was.
A job fair.
It's a job fair. He's confused. What does a tour mean?
It's a marketing.
We know what it is. They're on a tour of a radio station. We all did it.
Class.
I'm still on one.
Yeah.
You guys have been trying to kick me out for years.
There's 19 high schoolers. Is that right?
Yes, 19 high schoolers.
They have little notepads, or they're just going to retain all...
Hey, do you guys have, like, little notepads, or are you going to retain all your information? They're not even listening. They're getting free stuff from Anna right now.
Oh, really? What are they getting?
Yeah, let's go beat them to it.
Yeah.
Here's Brokeback Mountain.
You can't even get the attention of the high schoolers?
I mean, what do you want?
We're not talking to you. You're a male guy.
Yeah, we're not here to learn about that.
Hmm.
We'll go to the post office some other time. Some of their job fair.
Hey, Pooh.
Yes, sir.
Are they all assembled there, all 19 of them?
Yes, they're all.
All right, tell them their first stop on the tour is going to be the T-Man studio.
Hey, really? First stop on the tour is going to be the T-Man studio.
Anna's like not even
reaction.
worried about it.
Did they not hear you?
Anna said they're not going to the T-Man studio.
Well, tell Anna that you have me on the line, and I'm saying that their first stop of the tour is going to be the T-Man studio.
He said I have him on the line, and their first stop is going to be the T-Man studio.
She's like, is he on crack?
Yeah, it's a trick.
Hey,
it's not a trick.
Tell him to come on back.
I want to meet my friends from Camiac High.
Can I bring them back?
Are they ready? Do they want to come back here?
Okay.
I want to hear that. I want to hear it.
Hey, what do you want to hear?
I want to hear that. They got to be. Do they want to come back?
Say hi, T-Man.
See, that's the kind of morning tiredness I don't need around here. No, wait. No, wait.
Hold on.
We like some morning enthusiasm.
Okay,
well, see, you got them all kind of geeked up.
If it's not,
it's a traffic jam right here. What do you want to do? You want to bring them back?
If it's not going to be the highlight of their life so far, then I don't want them.
If it's not going to be the highlight of your life, we don't want you guys back here. Is it going to be the highlight? Oh yeah. Highlight of their life. I told you.
They're what?
It's going to be the highlight of at least their day.
Are they dying to come back here?
Are you guys dying to go back there?
Yeah.
Dying.
I'm not hearing the dying aspect
it's kind
of
of
it.
difficult to hear everybody.
Oh, T-Man! T-Man! See?
What'd they say?
T-Man.
I'm not.
Donnie's on the tour.
All right, now tell them they're not allowed back here because I'm not hearing the dying aspect of it. I want to hear we're dying. This would be the highlight of our life so far, T-Man. I want to hear it. Got him on speakerphone now. Now it's just a big cluster.
I think it's also kind of hard because you're listening through Vinny's Bluetooth. That's stuck in his ear.
All right, now I'm on the fence, Terry. Do we bring him back or not?
Well, you have to.
All right, lightning pole. What do you mean we have to?
Well, you kind of said you would.
Screw that.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm a man of my word?
Oh.
Wrong guy.
You got the wrong guy for that.
I just thought you might want to meet him. I don't know.
Huh? Pooh, I'm losing you.
Sounds like he's walking back if you're losing him.
Yeah. He's coming.
Do we want to bring him in or not? That's my question. I'll
bring him in.
Bring him in.
For what?
Just to say hi.
Did they bring food?
We really need to break.
Dave.
We need to
He
break.
knows how to get you out of it.
Paige say we need to break.
And when have we ever, like, broke when we're supposed to?
Oh, jeez, Terry. Well, today's the day.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Meet these sniveling kids from Kamiak. They're what? They're here?
Oh, jeez, we're being surrounded.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
All right, bring them in.
There they are.
What's up?
They're all dressed up.
You gotta get your mouths open. Close your mouths.
Wow.
Relax. All right, take a quick look and then get out.
Oh, wow.
They look like high
What a
schoolers,
variety. Yeah,
Terry.
they do.
Yeah.
Variety
Dumb
of
smiles
kids.
everywhere.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Did you come here often?
Oh, these guys are a couple back here.
Yeah, they're gonna hold
holding
hands and let everybody
the
know.
whole time.
This is
Who's
my
the couple?
girl.
This
Who's
is
the
my
couple?
man. He's so cute.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
hate them by
He's
by
a football
prom night.
player. And,
Okay, well, you all having fun yet?
Yeah.
MySpaces.
MySpace.
You got MySpace accounts? Yeah. All right, write them down on this piece of paper. All right? And tell us what you're wearing. I'm afraid to look. All right, thank you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
Someday you can grow up to be just like us.
Woohoo!
All right?
They're like, I'm on a tour of somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of perfume in it also.
Tons of perfume.
Yeah.
What's up with that? What's up with high school girls wearing tons of perfume?
First of all, they're coming to a place where you just never know, and maybe some of them this summer want to be a hot patroller
What
or
kind of
want to impress
body
somebody.
odor are you girls hiding? Raise your hand if you're like pouring on the perfume in the morning, please.
Why is that guy's hand up?
She's kind of
He's
one of
wearing a yellow shirt.
She's
I
one of the
wonder
ones.
why.
She's one of the ones with big prospects, Terry.
Is she?
The one that raised her hand. You could be a first-round draft pick, baby. You ready to do the high school draft?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, this is my first pick.
I get second round?
Let me see. Make sure it's my first pick.
Well, you don't have everybody in, I don't
I
think.
can't see everyone. How about this little one over here?
That's the boyfriend. She's got the boyfriend in back of her.
This
Don't
big dude you're
Yeah, don't you see him gripping her
man,
and,
he-
like, possession?
Don't you go to class? Haven't you learned anything? All right. Anyhow, she's not my first pick anymore.
Oh, okay.
I actually kind of like that. Anyway, all right. Very good. Thanks for stopping by.
I think I'm taking the teacher with my second round.
Where's the teacher?
Right there.
Oh, I'm sure she's loving this little makeshift.
Oh, she's cute back there.
This wasn't supposed to be part of the tour, classroom.
Yeah. I'm going to get letters from parents now.
Well, thank you. I hope you learned a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to bumper sticker. My daughter was T-Man's first round pick.
Does that song bring back some memories, Terry?
It does.
What about the 1 minute instrumental that used to end that song? I don't know.
Yeah.
I must have taken it off. Anyway.
Remember the good old days of turning my dial as fast as I could?
Yes. See some final text pages that roll in, Terry. They roll in all morning long, as you're well aware of.
I am.
At 97373, don't you know? I know you do.
I do.
Oh.
That's 97373, don't you know?
I want to call T-Man back.
9:34 and 48 seconds. Somebody writes, Kamiak girls are all stuck-up whores.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez, that's
pretty
not
nice. Pretty nice to me, Terry.
Yeah.
Usually girls aren't stuck up and whores.
Yeah, if you're stuck up, hard-pressed to be whore-like.
Yeah, the girls at my high school were stuck up, but they weren't whores. Damn them.
If I had to choose for them to either be stuck up or whores, I'd go whores and not look back.
Of course.
That's a good double whammy if that's the case.
It is. Yeah, stuck up whores is a nice combo.
Double whammy.
Because if a girl's a whore, Terry,
Yes.
and yet she still is stuck up, hey, more power to her.
Who's she stuck up to if she's a whore? She's obviously
Right.
doing it a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
She can't be stuck up
she's
to
got
too
an
many people.
attitude, but as soon as you break it down, which takes all of 5 minutes, she's ready to go.
Oh.
Attitude for 5 minutes.
So stuck up for 5 minutes.
That's right.
And then lay down
And
for
then
plenty
lay
more.
down for 30 seconds.
But she doesn't think she's a whore, so that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
9:33 and 42 seconds. I'm dying to meet you, T-Man. Could I please come in? It'll be the highlight of my life. Forget those high school hookers.
Wow.
Okay.
They were hookers now.
Well,
A lot of listeners are not fascinated and loving the fact that the high schoolers got a chance to spend a second in here.
Set up a tour.
9:33 and 35 seconds. Vinny the Pooh was at a bridal store yesterday at the Northgate Mall. Is he getting married, or does he just like to wear wedding dresses around his house?
Are you?
Apparently Apparently, he was spotted at a bridal store at the Northgate Mall.
Well, Vinny, let's give him a call.
Always a bridesmaid.
He can dream.
Good morning, Clear Channel.
Oh, Jace, is Vinny the Pooh there?
Yes, he's sitting right next to me.
Oh, I bet he is. The way you say it sounds so suggestive.
Yeah.
They love each other.
Who's this?
What?
Who's this?
This is Stephanie.
Oh, my favorite front desk
She's
worker.
wonderful.
How's the big chest tattoo going there this morning?
It's very lovely.
I love a woman who'll throw a big tattoo right all over her boobs, Terry.
Oh, good.
Yesterday, you could see the whole thing.
Yesterday you could see the whole thing?
Yeah.
Whoa, what were you wearing?
I'm hoping you're taking note of the fact, Stephanie, that when you wear open kind of outfits, that Stephen Kilbreth is taking full advantage.
Well, so there's like a spotlight. I mean, how could you
Full
not?
advantage.
No, yeah, I know.
There's a spotlight on her?
Well, I mean, when you have this ink,
I mean, you putting a flashlight on her is not the same as a spotlight on her, Stephen.
Oh,
well, yeah, I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand. It's kind of like a big arrow to my chest.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
The way you put it sounds even better.
Oh, thanks.
Do you notice? Have you noticed that Stephen leers at you?
I don't think I was leering.
I've noticed some leering.
Wow! Thanks for answering in an honest fashion.
Dirty.
But wait till the wife comes back to work. There will be no more learning.
It's amazing how when the cat's away, the mouse will play.
It's hard not to leer with the big arrow pointing to her chest.
At least you admit it now. Is the Pooh there?
Yes. Would you like to speak with him?
No. I just wanted to find out if he's there or not.
Yes, he's there.
Okay, I want to talk to him.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, jeez.
I think we don't get any other calls.
Hello.
All right, easy now. Don't kill the phone. I got a text page. Well, let me just ask you this. Were you in a bridal store yesterday at the Northgate Mall?
Oh yeah, my homegirl work up there. I was walking by and I seen her in the
But that doesn't explain you trying on a wedding gown.
Oh no, there's no trying on a wedding gown.
Just kidding.
All right, any gay.
I was walking through the mall and
Is she hot or what? She better be hot for you to hang around a bridal store.
Okay. I wasn't hanging. It was a quick, hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, I gotta go.
You gave her a token minute?
A toking minute, yes.
How did the caller know it was Vinny, though?
A toking minute, yeah.
I've never had one person go, hey, it's Hot Shot Scott.
Well, you don't wear Hot Shot Scott clothing.
Sometimes I do.
He's got VTP all over it.
All right, there you go. Thanks.
Who texted me and said I was in there, man?
Well, you can't go anywhere without the listeners being all over it, especially our listeners. Our listeners are everywhere.
They are.
He wears his Cube 93
Our
little
listeners
jacket.
are cooking your food. They're driving your cabs. They're
Yes.
sweeping the malls.
They're emptying your garbage.
They're running the pretzel joints in malls. They're emptying your garbage. They're
ripping off your house.
Ripping off your house. They're stacking the books in libraries. They're in the courtrooms of America.
Yeah, they are. On both sides of the bench.
Both sides of the law.
They're in your jail.
Sarah writes at 9:28 and 33 seconds. Kamiak sucks. They're all a bunch of bitches.
Wow.
How about Sarah? All these female listeners lashing out at a bunch of impressionable high school girls.
I like bitches.
Love bitches. I'm a big bitch guy.
Oh, they're the best.
Do you like big bitches or just bitches?
9:27 and 27 seconds. Katie writes, no, bring me in, T-Man. Radio broadcasting college girl here. Forget the high schoolers, and I'm a MySpacer, too.
They still teach radio broadcasting?
Can you believe it?
Here's how to voice train.
Yeah.
Push this button here. That's what my son. That's the noise my son makes.
It's like an English siren.
Oh, geez. 9:18 and 49 seconds. Hotshot, I love you. You can shoot your juice all over my phone. Signed, Nicholas.
Juan. Oh, Nicholas. That's all I get. I put 229 shot out there and I get Nicholas. Jeez.
Time.
Maybe Nicholas is a woman. Is there any chance?
Oh, maybe gay phone operator will answer.
Oh,
he's definitely
it's definitely a guy. Gay guy.
Gay guy.
Can we listen, please? Can we listen, please? Is this Rent?
Yeah.
The fact that you know is a little scary.
It's a great show.
Mickey? Oh, Nikki.
Hello?
Nikki! I got hot chisel here.
He's ready.
Yeah,
I got my juice box.
Nicky! He hung up.
Oh, Nicky back, damn it.
Wow.
When push comes to shove.
Oh, yeah.
Nicky wasn't ready for action, it sounds like.
Too much of a big boy for him.
He just seems scared. Come on, come out of the closet.
Oh, jeez.
I think he is. He just wants you to.
Nicky doesn't want his wife to recognize his voice. All right, have to save Nicky and Hot Chisel for another day.
T-Man.